Here we are back again. Welcome in the TFDi MD11. How are you doing? Kerry, hello to you. Cargo Pilot, welcome back. Chain Director, hello to you as well. Ghost, hello. Bits 303, hello. Dexter, hello. Genau. Flugzeug, hey, great name, love that. So this is a port, right? So this is officially not yet supported by TFDi in 2024, but apparently with a few fixes, so a few things that they have to do, like there is a button bind in the mouse settings for DME. You have to take that off, otherwise you're going to get crashed desktops. So it's the little things, 2 or 3 little things you have to understand and make sure that you have 93 FPS. I don't know why it's a bit laggy. I mean, we're on VATSIM, lots of traffic probably. But yeah, so there is a possibility. And if you have questions, go to my Discord. We've got some wonderful people that will help you if you need help. Mark, hello, Grüße. And Lilo, hello to you. Ralle, hello. Right, if you're hearing someone typing on a keyboard, it's a window warnings. It's my wife. She's behind me on the on the other desk writing. Good. Sanders, hello to you as well. Nice to see you. No, it's not real time. I think, you know, it's dark, right? We're getting into the winter period where literally then every time I'm streaming, it will be dark. Unless I'm flying somewhere in the US or, you know, Asia or something, then I guess it wouldn't be dark. But otherwise, like I said, you know, I do want to see something, right? Good. So you can see, yeah, we've got traffic here on VATSIM. And we're here at the cargo apron, in case you're wondering where we are. So it's a bit hazy, a bit kind of foggy. I'm not sure if it's low vis, judging from the visibility we have, depending on the ceiling though. I would say we still have Cat 1 conditions, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, absolutely. Right, cool. So you can see I've already made the flight plan. Now Cindy, I'm not sure, probably we're going to depart 1-8, I would imagine, especially on a Cindy departure. And then, yeah, that's the routing that I filed. And we are called, well, it should be Lufthansa Cargo, shouldn't it? But I'm not sure. Or is it German Cargo? I keep getting confused. Is it German Cargo? Call sign. No, Lufthansa Cargo. So Golf Echo Charlie, Lufthansa Cargo. Yeah, okay. Disregard. No, I know the ICAO 3-letter code, GEC. I know that. I filed that, right? But for the call sign over the frequency. C120, hello to you. Cool, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm getting lots of nice feedback for that. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, a lot of people are enjoying the face cam. I think I've said it as well. When I watch other streams, which I rarely do, but if I do, then I do prefer streams where people have a face cam. Cargo Pilot, did you ask me that before? That question. Hey, 777 driver, hello to you. A bit confused. I thought I already answered that. But yeah, oh yeah, Mobi flight. So the thing is, guys, you're gonna see it here. So I have a yoke, the Brunny yoke, and I have the Mobi flight Boeing. And it is actually working with a profile for a Mobi flight, which is great. Oh, you were in the kitchen when I answered. Really? I answered for you, like, it took me like half an hour to answer. No, don't worry about it. All good. So I did say that depends on what aircraft type you're really flying most. So if it's Airbus, then have a look at the MOSA sticks. If you fly, if you prefer to fly the Boeing aircraft, then a force feedback yoke. But in both cases, I would go with a force feedback, either force feedback joystick or a force feedback yoke. The reason being is that you will just get so much more enjoyment out of it than these just simple spring-loaded joysticks and yokes. Yeah, so Air Logic is German cargo. So we are Lufthansa cargo. Yeah. Alrighty, cool. All right. So MD11. Now let me say that I've seen it IRL. So we were actually parked next to an MD11, pretty much here at this apron position. So we were parked with 321 or 320. And so I did hop over because I saw colleagues in the flight deck, and I asked them if I could have a quick look at the flight deck. And I was in a simulator, MD11 simulator. I didn't fly it, but at least I had a quick look into the cockpit. And so yeah, it's a big cockpit, big windows. Something that's the first thing I noticed. Huge windows. Yeah, exactly, Ghost. So that is what I noticed as well. And yeah, it's neither Airbus nor Boeing nor McDonnell Douglas. It's like an interleaved kind of weird setup, I think, but it flies beautifully. I've done some practice takeoff landings. Yeah, Mech Bobas, right? So it's an interesting aircraft for sure. Yeah. Don't we have that command? Hang on, we've got that command here, don't we? Hold on. Exactly. Hey, Yoda, there he is. Exactly. Hey, Voyager, boy. It's an airplane. Yeah, it looks like an airplane. Let me just quickly open up some doors, right? Let's get the services and let's have a look. Let's open this one here. Come on. Cargoes. And then we could get maybe some, I don't know, let's request boarding for our port. Just to get some vehicles, something. I don't know, get some simulation there, which would be nice. Oh, there we go. Got a high loader coming up. Fantastic. Cool. Very nice. Hey, Lema. FAA enters the chat. Oh. Yeah. Cool. Let's set the parking brake first of all. And then we're going to power up the aircraft. So first thing to do is, actually, there would be a security or aircraft secure checklist. And there's one actually hanging right there next to the door. So we're going to do exactly that. But JD has some fantastic checklist integrations here. So let me go put that over here. So what we can do, so I'm going to use this checklist, right, on my other screen to go ahead and go through the items here. Right, so emergency power, there we go, is off. There we go. Then we've got all things like radar. Let's make sure the radar is off. I think that's standard on, so that's off. We have landing gear down, flaps up, slats retracted. Gear handle is down, wipers, as always, wipers off. It's interesting that this kind of safety check is pretty much the same on all aircraft types, at least the airliners. Then we've got fuel dump, manifold drain switches here, covered, closed. And that's pretty much it. Then we're good for the battery. So I'm going to put that cover off, get the battery on. We have the external power available. Let's get it to life. Have a sip of coffee. New CE versions look absolutely stunning. Hey, Underwood, hello. And I think Bob hopped in late in the last stream. Bob, if you're listening, hello to you. Florian, servus. Right, let's continue then. So let's do the engine fire APU test. I find those... Oh, hang on, you don't have audio. Nobody's telling me that you don't have audio. Well, let's do that again. But now you have it, correct? And you do hear the alarm bell here, right? Got it now, fantastic. Appreciate the feedback. Yeah, weird sounds here in the MD11. Right, we're going to do the fuel use reset, which is it's somewhere here. How weird. So normally you would look at the fueling panel, but no, it's here. Fuel use reset. So we can do an annotator light test. Alrighty. We'll do one thing here, guys. I just need to get push to talk. There we go. Now set. Right. What else do we need? We need annotators. We'll leave as it is. I don't think we need to get some lights in here. Maybe just get the TV. There we go. And then we'll take the emergency arm switch to arm. Now also, we might as well start the APU. Well, let me refuel the aircraft first. So we're going to do payload. I'm going to set the payload and fuel. Now, for that, though, let me get my Navigraph open. Because that's one thing I'm missing here. I've got the charts, but I don't have the flight plan in here, which is a shame. Hey, Scons, hello to you. In what scenario would you change the anti-ice from auto to on? Well, Kalium, if I have clear indications of icing, and IRL, you would have, let's say, icing on any part that's sticking out. So the wipers, for example. And so if I see ice buildup there, but the anti-ice is not active in auto position, then I would switch it on manually. But whenever you do that manually to on, you have to make sure that you put it back to auto, the latest when you have these conditions where the TAT is more than plus 10 degrees, right? Right, here we go. So we've got our flight from Frankfurt to Istanbul. Changed it. Initially I was going to fly to Keflavik, but that would have taken 3 hours flight time. That's just a bit too long. So I changed it to Istanbul. Quite interesting routing as well. So let's have a look at the OFP. So that's the one we filed. I should have updated it maybe, but in principle we're expecting 182 tons of fuel weight, quite heavy. We're supposed to have approximately a fuel of around about just over 30 tons, giving us about 20 minutes extra. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to put in. Regarding weather, I'm just going to pull the latest weather. Yeah, I'm going to do that on my phone really quickly, because the OFP weather is a bit old. So Frankfurt right now, although you have 80s here, there's actually ground, but we have Frankfurt tower and approach, so, and delivery as well, so they're pretty well staffed, which is nice. They have PDC. Now, I'm not sure if it works here at MD11, but the ATIS says that it's 2103 degrees. Cat 2 and 3 available. However, currently They have 1,100 meters, 700 meters visibility, 25 left, and 25 centers, 800 visibility. No cloud base. Fog, 9 degrees, D.9, QNH is 1018. So it is low vis, really. So Cat 2.3 is available. Cool. Istanbul currently is having Cav K 16 degrees. Wind is 170 at 6. Forecast remains fine. Cav K. And the alternate airport, according to the flight plan, should be Ankara. Yeah, it is. Lima Tango Alpha Charlie. And the weather there currently, Cabo K, 11 degrees, dry. Little wind also there, no threats, so also very good alternate. It has, if you look at the average fuel flow, it's 7.5 tons an hour. I mean, it's a 3-engine aircraft, right? Exactly. Right, cool. Let me get the rest of the items here. I'm going to put the INS on. Cargo temperatures is supposed to be off. Just make sure that the panel is set. That's all good. Fuel will do the minute. I'm going to put the nav light to on. I'm going to set the seat belts, no smoking, the emergency exit lights. Logo light, yeah, we'll have the logo light on as well. Why not? And the rest, yeah, there we go. I was just wondering, I think that has to do with the alignment regarding your damper, right? So that means what we can do here is we can do the following. We can actually send the flight plan. So I'm going to set payload and fuel, and then send the flight plan to the FMC. Flight plan is sent. It is Aerosoft Frankfurt, yes, it is. Good, so we're going to take initialize IRS. Oh, hang on. Here. Right, there we go. Let me change that so that I don't lock that for you guys. There we go. So now I'm going to take my flight plan again, real quickly. Hey Bobby, good evening. And Joachim, hello to you. Yeah, I mean, smooth. How? Nerd? There's a workaround. There's literally just two things you need to do. So you can port the folder over, and then there's two things you have to do. One of them is after you've updated your database, you've got to run an exe file to make sure the database then is correctly displayed here in the sim. And then another thing is to make sure your there's no D&E button bound to the mouse. So you have to remove that, and once that's done, you should be fine. There shouldn't be any WASM crashes, so should be all good. Hey Zashila, welcome back. Cool. So the alternate, Lima Tango Alpha Charlie. Put that here. That goes there. Our flight number is Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy. 591. Cruise level 310 initially. We'll do that initially. Cruise level 310. And then interesting, it gives you the option for other cruise levels. Alright, let's try that. 370. Okay, fantastic. The cost index, 145. Typical for these long-range aircraft, big aircraft, they have big cost indices because they take up a lot of fuel. Remember guys, cost index, the cost of things like maintenance, crew costs, air ATC, etc. and below. So you got the fixed cost divided by the fuel cost. The fixed cost is always fairly steady, but the fuel costs vary a lot, right? And if you have a very high fuel cost, it will increase your cost index. Yeah. So, that's filled out. Let's go for the next page. So I can take that value there. It's going to be the same, 182.3. Zero fuel weight, no ballast. Log fuel, we did say we wanted to have about 30.5-ish. Let's have a look here. Yeah, 30.7 even. Okay, 30.7. Actually, let's round down. 30.6. I'll take that. So the CG push button ignored. What do you mean? Hang on. Oh, there we go. You can click that because it doesn't show the CG anywhere, which is kind of weird. Hey, Vezak. Oh, nice. You've been there flying it when there was a passenger version. Beautiful. And you were allowed to smoke in the aircraft. Times have changed. That's a long time ago, right? Blimey. Now, one thing I want to do is, can I get the clearance here? That's something I want to check. Pre-flight. Departure clearance. Yeah, I did enter the Hoppy code. So if we put Frankfurt in here, ATIS information is Mike. Gate. What gate is this? Foxtrot 211. Thank you. 211. It says that there. 211. Foxtrot 211. Aircraft type MD11. Do I have to click those? Oh yeah, I do. And then it gives me the option to send. Nice. Let's do that. Let's see. Let's see if that works. ATC received. Let's see. In the meantime, we can go through some other items. Just again, we check that there's no system lights on, because here we've got manual lights. So if anything is switched to manual, it'll tell you that here, so that needs to be off. Hey Peter, hello to you. Oh, there we go. ATC message. Hang on. Ah, where is it? Where's my ATC message? Hang on. Hold on. Return. ACARS. What you mean ATC cop? Where is it? I don't see the menu. Hang on. Where's ATC? There's no button here. Oh, menu. Menu? Yeah, but I'm on it. That's the same thing, isn't it? ACARS? What? Ref? Oh, this one. Ah. Ah. Okay. Yeah, but that's for the log on. Hang on. Log on. No. So ref. ATC con. Index. Log. Ah. Thank you very much, guys. I would have never found it. How complex can you make a menu? Easy. Hey, Bruno. Hey, look at this. It works. Clear to Istanbul. 18 Cindy 8 Sierra. Squawk 3121. Next freak 122035. 18 C Mike. Page 2. We'll accept that and send that. How cool is that? Status accepted. Wilco. Brilliant. So we already know now the departure route. So we're going to go SID 18 Cindy 8 Sierra. One thing I would assume the real aircraft does it the same. Now normally when you select the runway, it will take away all the SIDs that are not for this runway. New message. Clearance received, clearance confirmed. I'm impressed. I'm already loving this bird. Fantastic. So but here you still got to scroll down until you find the correct departure route. So we've got Cindy 8 Sierra. We'll insert that. So we've got the routing here. We'll check the file to routing. So we have all the way to Cindy, and then it's going to be Zulu 74 until Harem. Then it's direct Aslep, direct Taku, direct Dinku. Then Lima 603 to Besni. So look, there it is, Besni. Then we've got Lima 605 to Mike, and then we've got direct Alutu, direct Bibak. Again Lima 605. Isega, direct Velom, Gotar, direct Pidon, direct Babit, direct Esiri, direct Etida, Tango 390, all the way to Relax. Yes, actually, yeah. So what I did, so the easiest thing to do really is if you go to my Discord, there's two people, Senshai and Captain Bear, who have helped me install it. So really just a port of the installation that you did in 2020, port the TFDi folder over, and then there's two settings you have to do after you've updated the nav database. There's an exe file you have to download, and then run that so that the database is correctly displayed here. And the other one is you have to make sure the DME button, which is bound for whatever reason to the mouse button, at least in my case, you have to unbind that. Otherwise you could get constant WASM crashes. So, I mean, I'm using the SU4 beta. Even here it's working. So, and I'm not trying to jinx it. So it's a somewhat longer flight. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm confident it works. So the star in Istanbul. Since we have southerly winds, I do expect a landing on a southerly runway. Now normally it will be 16 right. It's the most outer one, or 18, one of those two. But I'm going to go with 16 right. So I'm going to take the ILS Zulu 16 right, and we have the Relax arrival. It says Relax 1 Bravo. Yeah, if you need help, again, if you're not on my Discord yet, here is the link. Go ahead and post in the Pilots Lounge. After you typed in hello in the welcome channel, you will be admitted by one of my moderators, and then you can see all the channels in the pilot section. Just type the question there. Hey Mickey, wie geht's? Good, so we've got the Relax 1 Bravo. Now all I'm going to do, let's have a look at the endpoint, which is Insta. And so I'm going to select that, and then we'll insert. And then what we're going to do is I am going to get the chart as well. 16 right, Zulu, here it is. Pin that. So from Insta, Uzazi, Insta, Uzazi, Olhim, Samhi, and then onto the final. Looks good to me. That's all I need. Now this I want to have a look if I can unbind these. So we have the SID Cindy 8 Sierra, but it's going to be the overlay chart. So many charts. Right, let's filter that. Let's go Cindy with the filter. Arm of departure, here it is. Yeah, there we go. So I can check the waypoints. Runway 18, Delta Fox 158, 800 feet above, no problem. Delta Fox 171, 2.5 above, 220 knots, correct. That's going to take the slats out. We'll leave the slats out for that for sure. 173, 174, 170, 5,000 above, 4,002 and above at 174, all correctly programmed. Transition is in 5,000. Oh yeah, Istanbul airport, I've been there IRL a couple of times. Definitely a huge airport, definitely. Good. Let's quickly check. See if the altimeters 1018 is set. Fantastic. All right. So let's have a look at the payload real quickly. 182 zero fuel, 212.9 takeoff. Or takeoff weight 212 tons. Now, the thing is, let me check for the weights. So here's the weather. Now I am going to take the weight in here. 212. We're not going to use much taxi fuel because we're parked so close to runway 18. I'm going to go with 212.5. So let's go. Well, that's 212.6 is fine as well. That's higher even. Okay, we'll take that. So NTIs. Now this is the thing, guys. So we have low visibility, a lot of moisture in the air, and the temperature currently is plus. Was it plus 9? Yeah, plus 9. So it's below 10 degrees. So we're going to have to work with at least engine NTIs. All right. We'll take PAX on and flaps as it's given to us. So again, 18, wind, temperature, QNH, flex, that looks good. Let's calculate that. So V1 is going to be 131, VR 146, V2 160, and flex is 59, flaps 25. Well, it's one of those things with PAX off. You're going to hear different opinions on that. So if you ask maintenance, they will say, oh, look at that. Interesting. It's not always best to go PAX off all the time, because every time you do that, you're cycling the PAX on and off, which then can cause maintenance service requirements. Right. So a lot of mechanics will tell you, just go PAX on, right? Don't go cycle on off all the time. In the end, yes, it does. It does, of course, save a bit of fuel with PAX off, right? But honestly, in these conditions, cold temperature, there's really no need for PAX off, right? Absolutely. Yes, a chain reactor, a very good point. Most engines need at least 2 minutes, if not 3 minutes. And I remember correctly, IAE engines, they even need 5-minute warm-up. You have a very good point there. So in conditions like today, where we are parked very close to 18, right, there's the threshold. This is something we have to take care of, right? We've got to, yeah, just be careful and make sure that we keep that engine warm-up time. Yeah, absolutely. Very good point. So let's go flex 59. So if I go to performance takeoff, so takeoff performance, flaps 25 gives a stabilizer 7.7. Now the slope is 0, and the wind, I'm going to leave 0 as well. So I'm going to put 0, 0 in there. And also, it's always the same principle. If you have, FMS, MCDU, if you have open boxes Right, they need to be filled. So 9 degrees centigrade, put that in there. Then you will get a suggested speed regime. So 131, 146, 160. So I'm going to put 131 in here. And confirm the other two. And now you will see the speeds here on the PFD. Hello, shalom, hello. Yanis, hello. Nice. Oh gee, and how was the landing? I'm still a bit worried about the landing today. Not gonna lie. So I did some practice landings and then they were all heavy. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. No, it's not beta. This is a ported version, guys. I'm not a beta tester or anything. I just I was like, you know, crazy enough to port this to 2024. I mean, we've got people that I trust that said they've done several flights in 2024 and it worked for them. So I have full trust in that. So we'll see. Below 2. Yes, the pressure. The pressure. Yeah, so initial climb, should give that here. Initial climb is 4,000. Now I forgot to see what the hang on, ref ATC com index log. See what they gave me. Squawk 3121. So via the Cindy 8 Sierra. That means it's going to be 4,000 feet. So 3121 on the squawk. And 22035. Oops. 22035. Well, nice. I admire you that you're still flying P3D. Just to have the chance to fly the Concorde. Very nice. No, it's fine. So you can always ping me. It's fine. You can write at Blackbox here in the chat. I have no problem with that. Oh, nice. That's a good reminder. Hang on. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, excellent. Packs on. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, one thing I've noticed, I cannot change. I mean, I can do that, but I can't change these climb values. Out of range. Hey, Enzo.
Echo Alpha Kilo Bravo, Frankurt. Hello.
Let me know if ATC is loud enough for you guys, because it's loud for me. Oh, that's quiet. Disregard. I hear ATC loud. This guy I don't hear.
Der Echo Alpha Kilo Bravo verstanden. Jetzt das Einzige, was nicht rüberkam, war der Lichtmeldepunkt verlassen. Und eine Nachfrage, ihr fliegt bei klarem Wetter, ja?
That's a valid question. He's asking, and you're flying with clear weather, correct? You would assume so if they're doing VFR departure. So.
Delta Echo Alpha Kilo Bravo, das ist verstanden, Anlassen genehmigt zum Rollen. Melden Sie sich beim Turm auf.
It's, well... okay, so if it's like 1400, hang on. Oh, hey, perfect. So if I go 1360, that's out of range. So we'll take 1400 because it is going to be NADP2. Perfect. Thanks. Thank you so much for the help.
Frankfurt delivery. Good evening. Seatbelt 324. Requesting
yes, it is. It is easy.
November. Seatbelt 324 information. Sorry. Frankfurt delivery information. November. Correct.
And we got CPDLC clearance as well here. Great stuff. Really nice. Good. So RATNAV We don't really need anything, so leave that open.
Uniform departure, initial climb from 1000, squawk 4133.
And I think...
Speedbird 324.
Oh yeah, one thing. So by sending your flight plan to the FMS, what I didn't realize is that actually it does send the wind as well. So not here, because that's climb wind, but if we go top of climb, here it is. So this waypoint here does have wind data, which is great. Hey Mohammed, okay, cool. Thank you so much. VR, yeah, VR, so virtual reality. To me, FPS is still not, you know, steady enough, strong enough to go and, you know...
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Utah 779, your startup is approved for
I was going to change radio altimeter. Push to
thank you. 1218555
okay. Right, now I want VOR1, VOR2 indications here.
You are clear to Singapore via the Zulu 7 Sierra departure.
I'm going to take... oh, one thing I noticed as well. I can't do VR streams. Yeah, I can't do VR streams on it, don't worry. Weather radar was working this afternoon when I tried. It was raining here, and so I did get some radar echoes. Brilliant. I did not expect that.
325, did you copy? 325, blocked you out, sorry. Did you copy? Negative, 325.
And where's my terrain indication?
325, you're clear to Singapore via the Zulu 7 Sierra departure.
Where is terrain?
Flight
There's no weather radar.
4,000 feet, walk 1267.
Is that down here somewhere?
Clear to Singapore via flight plan. Currently at state initial climb 4,000 feet via the Zulu 7 Sierra departure. Runway 18 and 46.
Oh, donation. Oh, I'm sorry. Man, hang on. Thank you for the reminder. And Josh, apologies. Yeah, for some reason, I'm not getting the alerts. I'm hearing that. So, Josh, thank you so much for the 60... Is it rupee? Thank you so much for your support. Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. Apologies for the late caller. And thank you for the reminder.
Approved and Lufthansa 5 Lima Whiskey, thank you very much. Cheers.
So that's working. So how come I'm not hearing it on...
Stabilizer motion.
Yeah, I'm hearing that as well. But why am I not hearing YouTube alerts? Okay. So please remind me if I'm missing a resub on YouTube or an alert. Please remind me. So Nanak 33, thank you so much for 64 months. Underwood as well to you, 91 months. Underwood, that's a long time. Thank you very much for the 91. Crazy how fast time flies. Absolutely. And Elpitz also to you. Thank you for 3 months. Good evening to you. Apologies for the late call outs, guys. Thank you so much. Terrain is now on. It switches to terrain if you switch off. Okay. Yes, there it says terrain. Okay. Brightness. Let's get the brightness up. Brightness up. So if I increase the range a bit. Maybe it's only after engine start or something? I don't know. Let's see. Cool. Alrighty. So we've done the preparations. I'm happy with the FMS performance set. So, I mean, let's have a look. Shift C doesn't work today. Then we're going to close the doors. So services. Let's close all the doors. Let's start the APU. Two ways. Either push start, stop button up here, or just press APU power in here. Has the same effect. Starts the APU. Then I'm going to go ahead and have a look at my cockpit preparation checklist. Glare shield. Now there's something I need to check here. So let me try LNAV, VNAV. So prof is armed. So we have pitch, takeoff, prof armed. 4,000 feet. Fuel quantity. We have 30.6 tons. Nav equipment checked. Oxygen mask checked 100%. IRS aligned. Takeoff warning.
Runway 25 center, flight plan route. Climb via SID flight level 70, squawk 3550.
Check. Oh, I forgot. Gotta get my flap lever and my speed brake lever from my Bravo shuttle quadrant. Status. All related to the engine starts.
4,000 feet, squawk 3550.
Cafe 280 correction, initial climb via SID.
Radar was checked, FMS set and checked. And then the flaps takeoff selector, I've already done that. So dial of flaps 25 for the takeoff performance. Yeah, real world UPS did ground all the, I'm not sure, is it worldwide all MD11 set grounded or just the UPS?
Cafe 280, read back is correct, call me back for start.
Yeah, flaps 25.
Call back for start, Cafe 280.
Delivery, schönen guten Abend, Leipzig Air 1 to Echo, stand Victor 111, receiving by PDC.
All MD11s? Wow. Well, then there must be a huge concern.
Leipzig Air 1 to Echo, your pushback, actually your startup is approved.
So FedEx as well, and all of the
position for pushback, contact Apron 12185.
Then there must be some serious concerns, yeah.
Startup is approved for push 12185, danke dir, schönen Wochen.
Good, and that's the cockpit preparation checklist completed. Got the clearance. Briefing, yeah, so we're going to depart on the Cindy 8 Sierra as briefed. Sectors 4,300, initial climb 4,000. Taxi out is going to be via November, full length 18. Flaps takeoff 25, speeds inserted. So I'm pretty happy.
4114, climb via the SID 4,000.
Probably Voyager, yeah, it could affect prices, yeah.
Lufthansa 075 Echo, please confirm the Sobra to Lima departure.
Sobra to Lima, confirming 75 Echo.
Lufthansa 075 Echo, read back is correct, call me back for startup.
Lufthansa, the delivery, Gute wie, Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy. With the clearance, we have QNH 1018 fully ready.
Lufthansa Cargo 5901, QNH 1018 is correct. Startup is approved. Hold position for pushback apron 121.855. Correct?
Yeah, hold position, pushback 121.855. Dankeschön, tschüss, die Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy.
Romeo Yankee, contact tower 118.780.
118.780, contact for Romeo Yankee, danke. Frankfurt Apron, good evening, Leipzig Air 1 to Echo.
So let's disconnect the ground power. So the APU is running.
Leipzig Air 1 to Echo, pushback approved.
External power off, APU power is on.
Pushback approved, facing west for Leipzig.
Make sure the parking brake is set.
446, taxi now, left
It is.
November 7,
Wheel chocks
Lima,
removed.
of Lima 3.
Now, why don't I hear GSX? Did it change the sound settings here as well?
And Lufthansa 5 Lima Whiskey, keep way to the opposite Lufthansa Airbus A340. From left right, Starfire continue left 1 November, holding point 1 November 8.
So give way to the company A340, pass in front from left to right.
Right.
Then after taxi by November to holding point November 8, Lufthansa 5 Lima Whiskey.
cool.
April Sugar, I'm Lufthansa 137 on Lima.
Then we're going to
Short
set
of November
the
16.
auxiliary hydraulic pump to on.
Lufthansa 137, hello, expect.
Beacon on.
Then Alpha 52, taxi via Lima, hold short of November 8.
Now,
Lima, short of November 8, and requesting Victor 130, please.
Of course, yeah, Victor 130, then taxi Lima, hold short of November 3.
Lima, hold short November 3, Lufthansa 137.
will this come out automatically?
Lufthansa 5 Lima Whiskey, request intersection Lima for departure.
Lufthansa 5 Lima Whiskey.
APU bleed is
I'm
on.
not able to do that because I'm crossing traffic to do low visibility operation.
Hi, Roger.
Yep,
We're just
that is
November.
that is set. Yep, here we go. That is on. Aviator, hello to you. Well, because I retired, exactly. That's why. Now I'm not hearing GSX, for crying out loud. Why I'm not hearing GSX? Hold on, give me a second. Then it must be Windows settings.
Take about 325, I call you, there will be inbound traffic. Lufthansa 75 Echo, I'm not sure, but I think I'm supposed to ask you for pushback clearance.
Right.
Okay, first, UTA 779 up. Please next, right November 15. Instruction was November 10.
Come again?
UTA 779, your instruction was November 10. Please next, right November 14, hold short of November.
Roger, November 15, holding short November, UTA 779 in 1 moment.
November 14, hold short of November.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it should be.
November 14, holding short November.
Let's see if I hear it now.
137, give way at November 14, give way to the Ute TC10, joining November 14.
Roger, November 14 giving way to the DC-10, Lufthansa 137.
Hearing it now.
Lufthansa 446, you are
Good.
not really doing what you're supposed to do.
Uh-oh.
Now right November 5 and join Lima again.
Transponder on. I have to put TCAS on his... Hang on. Oh. There we go. Now it's more Charlie. Good. Before start, aux pump is on. Park brake is set. We have seatbelts on. We have windows, doors closed and
Call for pushback.
locked. Let's check the doors page here.
Pushback approved, area
Do I have a doors page? Not really.
Lufthansa 75 Echo, pushback approved, area 6. Pushback approved, area 6. Lufthansa 331 Tower
Good.
118.
Transponder is on engine ignition. We're going to put that to A.
Lufthansa 331 contact Tower 118.
And that's the before start checklist complete. Yeah, it's weird. This afternoon, I did have working.
4187802.
UTR 779, left via November to holding point 118.
Roger, left via November, holding point 18, UTA 779.
So, I'm going to take this to...
April Speedbird 324, stand Alpha 16 ready for pushback.
Speedbird 324, pushback approved, area 1.
Pushback approved, area 1, Speedbird 324.
Singapore 325, pushback approved,
Right,
west
trim.
on November.
I have a profile, but I wasn't sure if that was the right, the correct area. So 7.7 on the trim. April Abend, gute wie die German, Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy, stand Foxtrot 211 request, push and start.
Lufthansa Cargo 591, pushback approved, take south.
Push proof face south, Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy.
UTR 779, Tower 118, 780.
118, 780, UTA 779, thank you, sir.
Right, engine start.
Tower 118.
Oh, hang on. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Get something.
Lufthansa 446 Alpha, runway 25 center, taxi via November 8, hold short of Lima.
Gotta set my flap lever.
I fly 581 on the fix.
Now we're set. Alrighty, back again. Cool, let's start the engines, shall we? So we have...
Frankfurt Airplane, schönen guten Abend. Lufthansa 6 Lima at gate Alpha 36, ready for push and start.
So we start engine 3.
Hello, stand by.
Here we go. N2, 15%. Gonna put the start lever to run on. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on. Looking now for ignition and for ETT increase. Hey buddy. Exactly, 312, yep. That's how I remember it as well.
Pushback approved, facing
Good light up.
Singapore 325, are you able to start the push right now?
Brake set. Starter is out. Starting engine 1. Same procedure.
Short of November 3, Lufthansa 130.
Hey, gut, Magna, yeah, exactly. Right. Alrighty, oh, here we go, 15 passed, so let's put this to on. We have ignition, firing, now we're just waiting for the light up, here it is.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Yeah, flying on rails. When you load the aircraft the first time, it can take a very long time for it to load. Yeah. Right. Engine 2 starts. Start valve open. Nice sounds. Here we go, 15% passed, fuel on.
After company behind pushback approved, area 6, Lufthansa 6 Lima.
That's loud sometimes.
Number 446 Alpha, taxi left on Lima, hold short of Lima 3.
Speedbird 324 ready for taxi.
Start to get out. So, the thing is this, guys, with anti-ice, it's right on the border, 9 degrees.
Yeah, very sorry about that. Yeah, that's okay for all.
There shouldn't really be engine engine icing right now, so leave it off. We have calculated with it, but I don't really think. And then once we start accelerating, and the air starts to get some airflow, the TAT will go up anyways, so we'll leave the engine anti-ice off. Right, let's do the after starts. So APU. So bleed off, and there we go. So start stop off. That should now power down. That looks good. Overhead panel looks fine.
2 holding point runway 18 via November 8.
Then let's select the flaps.
Sorry, November 8 and November.
November 8 and November, Speedbird 324, thank you.
There we go. Let's get the flaps to 25. And then we go to config. And we're going to do a flight control check. Make sure they all light up green, indicating the full position. 25 flaps set. All green. Now the rudder. Green. Green. Flight control check completed. Yeah, ram rise. That's the word. That's a professional word. A word. Ram rise. Exactly.
Well, it's next right.
Okay.
Right again, and then left on November. Okay, thank you very much.
I think I've done everything. Let's have a look. So tax or the after start checklist. Anti-ice is off and APU air off selected at least. And then
Turkish 6 Yankee Kilo,
so the ignition, guys,
say again,
that stays on A. You don't switch that off.
Bravo 20.
I mean, because then you get the off light there, which I don't like to see. Yeah, buddy, let me know when you finish your PC. What point do you need to turn the
Say
anti-ice?
again, the stand once again.
10
Kilo
degrees.
Frankurt.
So whenever you get below plus or 10 degrees and below on the ground with
Okay,
visible
and you're
moisture,
fine with stand Bravo 2.
leave A on. Thank you.
No, 20.
Then you
Bravo 20.
Lufthansa Cargo in 591 Heavy, request taxi.
Okay, first and Turkish 6 Yankee Kilo, taxi via Lima, hold short, November 10, I call you.
Taxi via Lima, hold short, November 10.
Speedbird 324 at November 10, give way to the Lufthansa Airbus A320 joining November.
Say again, please, Speedbird 324.
Okay, he's not doing that. Yeah, you can continue, disregard. Lufthansa 075 Echo, instruction about next right. Can you take now next right? Yes, call Lufthansa 06 this right. Okay, then November 11 November. At Speedbird 324 at November 11, give way to the Lufthansa Airbus A320 joining November.
At November 11, give way to...
Cargo
the
pilot, I
company
can, yeah, maybe I will, yeah.
And Lufthansa 137, are you back?
Cathay 280, ready for taxi.
Cathay 280, taxi via November 1, hold short of you.
81 Lufthansa 5, Lufthansa Bravo 5 for the Mike Taxi, 815,
Traffic coming there. It's quite hazy.
Cathay 280, taxi via November 1, Pushback at Lima.
Frankfurt is always busy.
Lufthansa Cargo 5, Foxtrot Mike, Pushback approach, facing left.
Pushback approach facing west, Lufthansa Cargo 5 for Pushback.
Lufthansa 137, are you back?
Yes, we are.
And looks like the pushing traffic has been locked November, so you can taxi November 3, November Blue Line, Victor 130.
And we have
November
Jambaletje,
Blue Line,
thank you much for 6 months.
Welcome aboard the Captain
So once again, thank you so much for the
YouTube
resub
channel
and
Subscriber
record.
Experience. Could new
Senders
subscribers
coming
please
in as
make their
well
way to
with
the
a
first class
13
cabin,
months
where
resubs.
complimentary drinks, snacks and premium
Yes, I did,
content
Sanders.
entertainment will be served.
If you look video on
Thank
demand,
you.
the members streams, you'll see some real world flying there.
Lufthansa 6 Lima, ready for taxi.
I call it back. Turkish 6 Yankee Kilo, continue Lima, hold short of November 5.
Continue Lima, hold short, November 5. Division 16.
Lufthansa 9 Yankee
Eastern
Kilo,
Hello,
pushback
B95,
approach.
Papa
Wow,
Romeo,
so
ready
busy.
for push.
Lufthansa 9 Yankee Kilo, pushback approach, straight back confirm. Lufthansa 6 Lima, continue via November 7, November 2.1 runway.
Continue via November 7, November 2, holding for runway 18, Lufthansa 6 Lima.
Cathay 280, Tower 118, 1780.
Cathay 280, power 118, 70, Cathay 280.
And Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy, request taxi.
First, Lufthansa 446 Alpha, Tower 118, 1780.
It's actually right.
Eastern Hello, B95, Papa Romeo, ready for push.
I got you, I call you. Lufthansa Cargo 591, right via November 2.1 runway.
Right, November 18. Thank you, Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy. Right side clear. Got the left side clear. Let's go.
324, go ahead.
Just use the center run, so the engine number 2. Sorry, the engine number 2
324, thank you, bye-bye.
to taxi.
Call for taxi.
There we go. We're already moving. Very nice.
Singapore 325, taxi right via November 2.1 runway.
Ocean 5 Papa, holding short of November 16.
Line 5 Papa Romeo, pushback approved, area 2.
Push approved, area 2, B95, Papa Romeo.
Line 5 Papa Romeo, actually area 3. Line 5 Papa Romeo, area 3 is
Gonna hear some weird sound. So every couple of seconds you hear a thud. Now on my headphones, this sounds so realistic. It's like literally 3D. And this afternoon when I did my test flying, I actually thought my wife was hammering something downstairs. I thought she was... And I shouted down, I said, do you need help? She said, why? What do you mean? So, well, what are you hammering? And she says, I'm not hammering anything. I say, well, I'm hearing these hammering sounds. And they were actually on the here in the sim. 11870, Dankeschön, Lufthansa Cargo 591.
Wind 210 degrees for knots.
Now I think it's safe to say that we have our 5 minutes warm-up time, right? So taxi checkers, flaps A320. Gonna arm the spoilers. Now we've got a green box here, which is great. Flag controls were checked. Stat trim 7.7 nose up is set. Auto brake takeoff set. Briefing is complete and remains the same. No changes. Taxi check is complete.
075 echo on frequency. April 075 echo, wind 210 degrees for north.
Yes, actually. Well, she's used to that, you know. She was like, what's he on about now?
Sleeper 324 behind next departing A320, line up and wait runway 18 behind.
After departing A320, line up 18, Sleeper 324.
Lufthansa 111, wind 210 degrees for knots, RVR 1,700 meters, runway 25 left, clear to land.
So 1,700, that was 25 left, but I mean,
left, clear to land, Lufthansa 111.
The visibility will be pretty much the same. Guys, question to you. When, so from which
Lufthansa 7,
RVR value do we talk about low-vis operation? What's the limit?
Correction, RVR 1,300 meters, runway 25 right.
So is 1,300 meters RVR low-vis?
Lufthansa 2 Charlie Papa, Frankurt Tower, hello.
Tower, hello, Lufthansa 9921 ILS 25 right.
Lufthansa 9921 Frankurt Tower, hello.
Yeah, well, for takeoff. Yeah, for takeoff it's 400 meters, exactly. And the lowest cut 1 minima is 550 meters, yes. So if it goes below that, then yeah, it's low-vis ops, very likely. Tower, good read, the Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy approaching 18, ready for departure.
Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy, Frankurt Tower, hello. Roger.
Guys, one question, because it didn't work properly. How does the takeoff clamp work? Do I have to press a button? Like, do I have to press the Toga button or something? Or is it this one here?
Bravo 136130. Lufthansa 446 Alpha, Frankurt Tower, hello. Join Lima 3 for short of cut 3, hold the point.
Yeah, nav armed. Prof armed.
Lufthansa 9er Yankee Kilo, Frankurt Tower, hello. Join Lima 1 or short of cut 3, hold
Press auto flight?
Join Lima 1, hold short of cut 3, holding point.
So once I take off, I press auto flight, really?
324,
auto flight lineup. Okay, thanks.
Runway 18 clear for takeoff.
Runway 18
thank you, guys.
For takeoff, Speedbird 324, thank you.
So here's Speedbird taking off.
2 Charlie Papa, wind 210 degrees, 4 knots, RVR 1,700 meters, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Thank you much, Enzo. All right.
341, taxi Mike, hold short of Yankee 10.
Cool, thank you guys.
Taxi Mike, hold short Yankee 10, Lufthansa 111.
I appreciate that.
Lufthansa for Charlie on November, ready for departure.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, Frankurt Tower, hello, break, Lufthansa 591, line up and wait, runway 18.
Line up and wait 18, Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy. So, the thing is this, in these conditions though, you have to realize that the tower does not see you, right? So here comes strobes on.
Ocean 4081 ILS 25 left.
Put the lights on here.
4081 Frankfurt Tower, hello.
There's no cabin crew to alert. Hang on, AFS override.
9er21, wind 210 degrees, 4 knots.
Oh, you're right. How did that happen?
Runway 25 right, please.
Thank you much, guys. Good catch. Yeah, I would have wondered why the autopilot doesn't work.
701 taxi Papa, hold short of November 11.
Cathay 280, ready for
Right.
departure.
Autoflight.
Cathay 280, roger.
Hey, Lee. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, indeed. Thank you much for the suggestion, Lee. You're one of the people that suggested flying the MD11, yeah. And also thanks, thank you, Lee, for the help. ATS comes on past 70% N1. Copy it. The clock starts automatically as well here. Interesting visibility, right? Gives you a good impression.
Ocean 4081, wind 210
rotation should be fine. TCAS, oh yeah. Oh, I have that on already. No, I don't.
25 left, to land Ocean 4081.
Yeah, T only. Thank you.
324, contact departure 136.130.
Weather radar.
136, speed bus 324, thank you.
Weather radar's on.
775 Echo frequency.
There we go.
Echo. 775 Echo departure 136.130.
Yeah, buckle up. Here we go. Exciting.
Frankfurt Tower, hello. Break, Lufthansa cargo 591, wind 210 degrees, 4 knots, runway 18 clear for takeoff. 18
clear takeoff, German Lufthansa cargo 591 heavy. Takeoff.
AG 1278 Frankfurt Tower, hello. Break, Lufthansa 6 Lima, behind next.
It's working.
11, line up and wait, runway 18 behind.
Line up and wait,
Thrust set.
18 after departing traffic, Lufthansa 6.
80 knots.
Lufthansa cargo 122, cross Yankee 10, taxi Yankee 1, Yankee Lima, hold short of November 16.
You on? Rotate.
Lufthansa cargo 122, disregard, hold position.
Pause right. Gear up.
Cathay 280, wind 210 degrees, 4 knots, runway 25 centimeters.
And we have enough.
Runway 25 centimeters, clear for takeoff, Cathay 280, thank you.
Lufthansa 446 Alpha.
It hand flies beautifully. Very nice. And we have climb power.
Lufthansa cargo 591, contact departure 136.130.
136, 1, 2, is that get the frequency?
136.130.
13613, thank you. Lufthansa cargo 591 heavy.
Easy 1278, wind 210 degrees, 4 knots.
Right, I've got to put the autopilot on because I'm going to have to switch for tower. Here comes flaps up, slats remain out. 1,000 feet to go. 136, 1,
Tango Papa, go ahead.
30.
Roger.
Frankfurt departure, Gute V, Lufthansa cargo 591 heavy, approaching 4,000.
Cargo 591, lang and identified, climb to flight level 110.
Climb flight level 110, Lufthansa cargo 591 heavy. So there we go. So we have pitch N1, climb thrust 1000. Accelerating. Slats retract is green, so we're going to go slats up. Here we go, here comes the slats. Now let's check the temperatures. TAT is so plus 12. So again, there's no need for engine anti-ice right now. But we have to watch that. Plus 11. we've got standard 1013 set checked.
On the radar, hello, Cathay 280, passing 4,000 feet to 7,000 feet. Received.
Eva 234, connect Langen radar 124, decimal 730.
12470, Seatbelt 324, thank you.
The cargo 5 Nella 1, connect Langen 125, decimal 2.
252, tschüss, die Lufthansa Cargo 5 now 1.
The 234, connect arrival 127, 280.
127, 280.
20 Unicorn 5
Ah, beautiful.
Whiskey, and will we be
Breaking out of the
expecting a
clouds. Fantastic.
ATC in Geneva?
Oh, so nice.
I have no idea.
Oh, we're just good evening.
Langen Abend, die Lufthansa Cargo 5 now 1 heavy, passing 92, climbing 110.
Hey, Black Box, how are you? 591, identified, flight level 290.
Climb 290, Dankeschön, die Lufthansa Cargo 591. How's inertia? I like it. It does feel heavy, yeah.
Yoda, 6 Delta Echo is requesting higher.
Is that
6 Delta Echo.
is that German ATC?
I thought Munich already cleared you, my mistake.
Right, +6 go out of the clouds, so no need for anti-ice anymore. So we can see now accelerating to climb speed above 10,000 feet. So we can now get the lights off, seatbelts auto, and auto brakes, no smoking remain on. Let's read the after takeoff. Gear up, lights out, flaps and slats retracted, spoilers disarmed, auto brakes off, flap takeoff selector, 15, okay. For later if I go around. 15.
For your direction of flight, you need an even
EAD is checked.
340.
After takeoff complete. Cool.
Perfect.
That was nice.
340 was unavailable in any case, so 510 climb to flight level 320.
Tail tank, yes, we'll have a look. We'll have a look if the tail tank is moving. Let's look at fuel.
And you're in 2030,
so currently no, I'm not sure about the logic, because we just learned a little bit about the logic in the A340. So there's certain criteria regarding the main tanks and center tank before it moves. Oh, that's a tail tank. Hang on. Which one is the tail tank?
Hello, you're identified.
So this is the lower auxiliary, okay? Oh, this? Oh, because I thought engine 2.
Condor 2 Victor Alpha, stop your climb at level.
So this is the tail tank. Ah, okay. Yeah, so that is rising, yeah? 3 tons now. Do we have a CG indication anywhere here? Because that's something that was very cool in the A340 to see from mini builds. So for takeoff, let's say you had a very undesirable center of gravity. So that means the center of gravity is a long ways ahead of the center of lift, right?
On the plumb 212, clear direct demo.
So let's say the center of lift is here, and then the center of gravity, if that distance between the center of gravity and the center of lift is very big, the stabilizer needs to put in a lot of downforce. So the more downforce lift is created here, the more drag it creates.
Lang radar, Gude, Lufthansa 6 Lima at 12,000 feet, climbing to flight level 130.
Lufthansa 6 Lima, hello, identified.
So,
flight level 23, drop.
Climb flight level 230, Lufthansa 6 Lima.
So, once airborne, and once above a certain flight level, it's a good idea to move the fuel from the center part of the aircraft, a part of it towards the the tail tank. Now, you're going to see the tail tank is not particularly big, so it doesn't really hold that much fuel. However, because of the long arm, so the long distance between the center of lift and the tail tank here has a big arm, so that's why it doesn't need much weight, just like on a seesaw, right? The further out you go, the less weight you really need to oppose the opposing weight to keep that balanced. Now, one thing though that would be cool is if you would see a... Oh, top panel, hang on. So you mean... Oops. Oh, there we go, that's tail tank. Yeah. But there's no indication for the CG, correct?
On the bottom 212.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, thank you much for the traffic. Oh, I'm blind. Of course. So that's 27.5. You see it's increasing. So what it means is that the center of gravity is moving backwards closer to the center of lift. Now it's always going to be in front of the center of lift, right? It can never go beyond it, but because the center of gravity is now closer to the lift, the stabilizer needs less uptrim. And so on the flight control page, look at this now. So we had 7.7 nose up for takeoff, and now it's saying 0.6 nose down. Right? So this makes the aircraft a lot more efficient, right? Less drag has been created, saves... Back to Besney, Lufthansa Cargo 5. No, not, Dankeschön. So let's have a look. Besney, there it is. The beam points. And there we go. Direct Besney. Fantastic. Okay, Bill. Bill, I had a long think about it today, whether or not I should fly it or not, but I have no problem with it. So you're saying real life, they're all grounded? That's fine. It's probably a good idea. Exactly, relax. Now, Bill, let me ask you this, Bill. You're one of those, obviously, that loves watching these videos from Blanco Lirio and Captain Steve, right?
Easy 340, mind Unicom, goodbye.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, Ryanair 1 Charlie, Unicom.
Ryanair 1 Charlie, frequency Unicom.
Exactly. Such a, yeah.
266, contact 134.150, goodbye.
134.150, you have a great evening, goodbye.
You too. And Eurowings 2030, frequency 124.730, and the final level for now.
That's a question from Dennis. Let's see. Dennis, in long haul, in flight on long haul, so would you do CJ management using fuel pumps, or would you? No. So, usually when the automatic systems work, there we go, we've got 1,000 feet to go. So usually when the automatic system works, it will do the optimum CG management for you, right? So an aircraft like the short-haul aircraft, like let's say an A321, the only way that you can make the whole flight more efficient is send for a ramp agent to balance the cargo in the aircraft, so that yeah, so that, you know, overall the whole flight you're going to save some fuel. Now,
Lufthansa Cargo 591, contact 134.150. I'll try to check the stream if you have one now, a bit later.
das ist sehr nett. Vielen Dank. 134-150. Pleasure as always. See you next time. Lufthansa Cargo 591. Lovely guy. Lovely. So, there are some downsides, obviously, regarding the CG being more or closer to the center of lift. And that is the aircraft becomes less stable. More maneuverable, but less stable. Radarnamen die Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy, Level 290.
Lufthansa Cargo 591, München Radar, hello, identified, climb flight level 310.
Climb flight level 310, Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy. Right, let's go vertical speed. It's only 2,000 feet difference. That's why I'm using the vertical speed. Yeah, so Yanis, I mean, if you follow my Discord, you know that it definitely affects me emotionally. But I've also, you know, put out some very sincere words to the victims' families, friends, and it does affect me. It really does. So another way you see that affects me is that now discussion is going on about this, and I don't want to really go into it because again it does affect me emotionally quite hard. So I was getting really upset about one of Blancolirio's videos. I don't watch Captain Steve. I can't stand him, so I don't watch his. But in general, so Blancolirio, in my opinion, still maintains a certain balance, right, regarding respect, dignity, and so on. But I was a bit shocked when he made a video where you saw the aircraft just before impact in that very sharp bank angle, right? And it was a still frame. And then I saw that and I just got the chills. Because for me, I thought, okay, that is the moment. You're seeing a picture of the moment where those pilots and the people on ground that perished took their last breath. So I have kind of a flashback or like I kind of port mentally into the flight deck. I can't stop that. So obviously, because I've had nightmares where I lose control of the aircraft. And I don't know how to portray this to someone who doesn't fly, but for a pilot to lose control of the aircraft, where it doesn't matter how much experience you have, how much flying skill you have, it's over. And so I've had nightmares where I'm losing control of the aircraft. The aircraft is spiraling down towards the ground. And I literally go through those very last thoughts that you would have in that situation. Now, for me, luckily, I mean, I woke up, right? Exactly, right? Fly 787. So when I see that, I'm like, why? Why do you have to? I mean, if someone on Instagram or something, you know, posts a video because all the news outlets post videos, well, we know that they do that, all right? Yeah, easy, exactly. So, but seeing professionals, so, you know, Captain Steve, Blancolirio, and some other real-world pilots, now when they post those videos, that's a point where I don't have the understanding anymore how you can do that. Right? Because they should know what it actually does to people that are in the business, or imagine the victims seeing those pictures, right? So That is very chilling to me. And yeah, I get emotionally wound up by that. I really, it really hits me. Yeah, airliner's life, exactly, right. Exactly that. Yeah. Yeah, Sajil, yeah, I know. Yeah, Yanis, I mean, look, most of you know my background, right? My father was in the German Air Force. He was flying the Starfighter 104. Hundreds of pilots crashed in Germany with the Starfighter. I remember as a little kid, and I posted a picture. So here we go. That's my dad. That's me. That's one of the first memories I have of my childhood. And I also have memories where I'm at the funeral and a 3-ship Starfighter formation called the Missing Wingman comes over the graveyard, and then the lead aircraft goes afterburner on into the sky, paying the last respect. That was Sundays. Right, so, you know, I know the sadness, I know the worries that especially we, the family, had. You know, whenever we heard on the news that another Starfighter crashed, very often my dad was still in the air. He was still flying. So you can imagine my mother and us being so worried, you know, that we're going to get a news message, you know, that the car is going to pull up from the military, right? And then 2 or 3 people in uniform come up to the doorbell. Then you know exactly what they're going to tell you, right? So I am emotionally attached to that. Hey, Ogun. Oh yeah, the pilots love the 104, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Missing man formation, right? Ogun, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Dike to Ezega, Lufthansa Cargo 591, Dankeschön. Let's go. Beam points again, Ezega. There we go. This is Sim Update 4 Beta, yes, home email. And in case you're wondering how we can get the MD11 working here, it's a direct port. Hey, Bill, thank you much. Thank you much. Yeah. And maybe Will, hello to you. Lufthansa Cargo 591, requesting flight level 370, please.
Cargo 591, Roger, climb to flight level 370.
Okay, leaving now 310, climbing to flight level 370. Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy.
Radar sees 3 Charlie Golf, climbing through flight level 140.
So there we go, got pitch, nav 1, climb thrust 370. Well, I mean, you can do a direct port, and then there's 2 things you need to do. So once you update the nav database, there is an exe file. I don't have the link to that at the moment.
Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
So there was a link published on my Discord yesterday. It's an exe file where you have to run some nav file through it so that the nav data shows up correctly here in the sim, right? And then you have to make sure that your D&E button binding is removed don't ask me why. On my system, the DME button binding was set to the mouse middle button. I don't know why. So I removed that, and knock on wood, right now everything's nice and stable. Yeah, exactly, Airliners Live, right? So, I mean, you know, if it upsets you that someone is flying a flight sim and using the MD11 just because he planned it for a while and enjoys the aircraft, I mean, right, then just leave the stream. It's fine. All right. I've got... So some of my classmates, they flew the MD11. They flew exactly this aircraft. And they loved it. They loved it. So, and I'm sure, you know, the FAA will, or the NTSB, they will do their extremely professional analysis. They will find out exactly what happened. They will give out recommendations. And again, the main thing, there's something a lot of people don't understand. The main thing when you do such an investigation is not to blame someone. Right? It's not there to say, you messed up. The sole reason why it's being done is to make sure, whatever the reason, this reason is being addressed so that it doesn't happen again in the future. Right? That's the reason for these investigations. Yes, 24 has better physics, yes, than 2020. Not hugely, but yes, a little bit better, yes. Why the sudden change with the face cam? Well, I've retired. So I've always said that I have nothing against face cam, but I'll do that when I've retired. And Josh, thank you so much for the membership, Josh. Big round of applause for that, Josh. Thank you so much for the support. And Florian, as well to you, Florian. 11011, thank you for the 25 months. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I think we got all the shout-outs. Thank you much, guys. Over to Unicom, Dankeschön, tschüssi, Lufthansa Cargo 591. Josh, thank you. Yeah, Bill, exactly. That's why I've said as well, 1,000 feet to go, that when I watch streams, I always prefer seeing someone on stream, right? Not just hear the voice, yeah. Hold on. Enzo... well... I'm not sure. So Green Dot Aviation, doesn't he do like just like MD Pilot? Doesn't he like analyze accidents, incidents that have been analyzed? So they're based on facts. I mean, if that's the case, I have nothing against them. Yeah. The cooking streams pot. Now my wife, she's preparing one more thing. So she's got a big event coming up with Flea Market at the sports club. So she's busy until about the 20th November. Thereafter, we are going to put everything together, and so hopefully end of November, beginning December, we should be back with cooking streams. Yes. Oh really? One CAG. You've accumulated 70 hours in the flight deck jump seat. Nice. Oh yeah, I would imagine. Right, I've got 370 hold. Fantastic. Right, there was another question further up. I'm sorry for missing. It's a very active chat. Easy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they did. And I have to say, the first 3 NTSB briefings they held, I thought were very well done. I mean, someone said in my chat, well, that's their job. Yeah, correct. But still, I mean, they came out with, and you had a feeling, they told us everything they knew. That they found the black boxes, regarding the engine they found, etc., etc. So what they could tell, they were telling us already, right? So they're not waiting 30 days, right? They made 3 briefings straight away, which was great. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's the same argument, you know, with these shooter games, right? Now, just because you play shooter games, that doesn't make you prone to go berserk and you know, kill people IRL, right? So yes, there may be instances where that happens, but not sure if that's been proven. But still, I mean, you know, there's people. Normally, people can differentiate between reality and games, right? Now, again, I'm not blaming. If you're saying it's unethical or whatever, I mean, if that's your opinion, fine. I accept the opinion, but that's also good. Thanksgiving cooking stream. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oh, he made a video on the MH370 video? Okay, yeah, okay, maybe that's a bit too much then, yeah. Hey, Nicotive, nice to see you. Nick, nice to see you. How are you? I hope you're doing well. So it's called sublimation, all right? Yeah. Interesting, yeah. It's always interesting to hear definitions like that, right? Right, where's Zaga right now? Doing good. Let's do a fuel check in a minute. Let's see how things go. So, let's go sim brief. Do we have Izaga? Here we do Izaga. So we look at that. So Izaga, here we go. 28 minutes after departure. It's now. Where's my timer? There. 29 minutes. Look at that. Perfect on time. And fuel 20.1 plus extra, which is 2.5. So that should be 22.6 on the fuel, and we've got 24.5. So we have much more fuel.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box
so
YouTube channel.
I'm not sure how accurate the flight model again is of the fuel model. So you can see
please make their way
we're burning
to the first
7.5
class
tons
cabin,
though,
where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment
which is
will
in
be
line.
Thank you.
With what the flight planner has. So it should match. Okay, I've got to add the contingency as well. So it's extra plus contingency. So 3.4, let's say. So then we have about a ton more than required. But still, good fuel check. Cactus346, thank you so much for your membership. Cactus, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I love the call sign. Brilliant. Oh, what's happening with the weather radar? Ay. Hang on. Oh, that's a bit strange. Oh, there we go. Disappeared. Below us is Linz in Austria. Now we should be seeing... Do we have some... no, we don't have any Vienna sectors open today. Yeah, that's correct. We saved some fuel for taxi out, yeah. But at least now we can see a trend, right? If we say we've saved a ton, for the next fuel checks we can include that and see how the trend is, yeah. So Toyer depends on your SOPs, right? Now legally, well, not legally, but for SOP at our company, you have to do one at least every hour. I would say, so what's the reason? Let me ask you this, guys. So what's the reason for your fuel check? Well, there's several reasons, but what's the main reason why you should do frequent fuel checks? Not just in airline flying, but also in private flying, GA flying. Exactly, fuel leaks. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, to make sure you have enough fuel, yeah. Fuel leak detection. Guys, that's exactly right. That's the main reason. Because before you get any warnings, right? So So typical warning that you could get is, for example, a fuel imbalance as a warning, but that takes a lot of different values before you get that warning, right? The same as sometimes on Airbus you would get another warning with destination fuel or something, and then also you're going to get some clues that something's wrong with your calculations regarding fuel at destination, right? But that's already fairly late. Yeah, exactly, right? There were cases in the past where aircraft ran out of fuel because of that, right? Hey, Adrian, greetings to Spain. Exactly, destination EFOP below minimum. That's the one, right? So, exactly that. So fuel checks are done regularly to make sure that you don't run into an undetected fuel leak. No, Chris, this is all standard. I'm not using any reshade, I'm not using NVIDIA filters, I'm not using any cloud modifications, just on ultra settings with the clouds. Yeah, I mean, fuel is also... So on the ground, what we do before we actually depart, we will do a fuel check, meaning that we know the value that we had at engine stop when we arrived. Then we get a fuel receipt, refueling receipt, where it says how much liters of fuel were provided, or gallons. We will then transfer that into kilograms, and then we can enter that into a page somewhere in the ATSU, and then it will tell us if the fuel that we received plus the fuel that we had prior does match with the current fuel location. And there are always certain limitations how much difference on the ground with that check that you're allowed to have, right? So airliner's life, it depends on the aircraft type, and it depends on well, the flight time that has passed, and also then the rate of change. So if you do several fuel checks and you're continuously missing 200, 300 kilograms, that's on a wide body that is, on every check, then you know something's not right. Right? You've got to investigate. Right? So also, as another example, the 787 has one peculiar thing happening. So when the center tank fuel reaches around about 2.2 tons, you will get the message fuel low center, which then means the pilots have to switch off the center tank fuel pumps. Then the rest of the fuel in the center tank is scavenged into the main tanks, left and right. However, during that scavenge process, the fuel summation becomes somewhat messed up. So it takes a while until the fuel is scavenged and everything's sensed correctly again until you get a proper readout again. So that means you've got to know your specifics for your aircraft type. All right? But same on a 777. Interesting, right? So it's interesting to see how similar the 777 is to a 787. Yeah. So, sir, hey, did you make sure that A, you looked for the DME bound button? So under settings, keyboard, or not keyboard, but just search for DME and make sure DME is nowhere, isn't button bound anywhere, including the mouse, because that's where I found my button bound. If you don't do that, you will get a WASM crash. So the orange screen, WASM crash, etc. Right? And also you have to run. Man, guys, for those, so Lee or Captain Bear, Could you post that link to the exe file that you have to run the nav data file, something in that, so that it then shows up correctly in the aircraft. So these are two things that you have to look at. Thank you much. Here, there, Captain Bear. That's the. It's called MS. Yeah, Captain Bear. Thank you much for that. Yeah. Yeah, so hey, I was getting mad yesterday because I couldn't find. I was so sure it wasn't bound anywhere, and I didn't think about looking at the mouse buttons, but it was actually bound on a mouse button for me. And then obviously, the moment I pressed my middle mouse button, that's when the WASM crash happened every time. There we go. 777 driver just made a perfect list of how to go about it. Yeah. Yeah. Keeping fingers crossed it'll work, yeah. What was the most fun airliner you flew in real life? Heinrich, hello. It was the 747. So I flew the 747 for 8 years as a first officer and then senior first officer. And fantastic aircraft. In every way. Hand flying, the redundancy the aircraft offered, the fascination that you're flying 400 tons and it feels like you're flying a Boeing 737. Brilliant aircraft. Really loved it. Yeah, Airliners Live. And I asked, so last year at Lillystad, I asked Mr. Koch regarding why, because I couldn't follow the logic behind that. Why they're going to publish the 747-200 first, knowing from my community that the 747-400 is an aircraft a lot of people would like to have. I know that it was a 747-300 even. I didn't know, but like the older version, right? 747. I know it's a fascinating aircraft as well, right? But I mean, it has a engineer's panel. Now, if you have an engineer's panel, either you learn how to use it, which is complicated. The flight engineers were always, brilliant aircraft. They studied this stuff, right? So that logic to me just didn't add up, and it was kind of stupid to ask him that, but I just wanted to ask him that, and he said because they wanted to, right? I said, yeah, okay. The Felis 747 is fantastic, yeah, but again, you have to learn a little bit about the engineer's panel. I know it has kind of an automatic engineer as well, right? But you still have to go through the the logic process, if you like, right? Joachim, thank you much for watching. Take care. Thank you so much, Joachim. Take care. No, we're doing good on time. Oh yes, also I did a little poll on my last stream with the members on Friday and asked them if they see a problem with me starting at 1700 UTC instead of 1800, because I've had several instances now where I'm just running late. I'm going beyond midnight here, German time, which gets late for a lot of viewers, a lot of community members here in Germany for me. So the verdict was literally everyone said, yeah, it's fine. Start an hour earlier so that you finish at, let's say, 11 p.m. And if you do a little bit overtime, then the latest will be midnight and not 1 in the morning. I never flew the Dash 8, Heinrich. I only flew the 747-400. Yeah. So I can't compare. Hey, no, Tim. Oh, that was you. Oh, Dinkum, Notum06. Thank you so much. A pleasure as always. I've said it many times, guys. You know, even now that I'm retired, I can rest assured if I ever have kind of, you know, homesick feeling for flying, just go on VATSIM and go to Frankfurt and then fly to Munich 1-to-1, just like real life. So all good. And Northwood Central Dave used to enjoy the flight engineer panel in the L1011 TriStar. Very immersive. Okay, I never tried that, but yeah. Yeah, true. I'm not sure about the development with the Dash 8 from Majestics. It's been getting quiet again with him. But I would definitely appreciate that aircraft, yeah. Not long ago, I flew the Fly Jason Dash 8 in the X-Plane 12. Very nice. That's true, Airbus. Yeah, you know, initially I was a bit sad when I found out that I won't be able to fly the 747 anymore as a captain, because there were no open or vacant seats there for training, and time was running out for me to go into long range, because I have to fly. There's a minimum time you have to fly the aircraft once you get the type rating for it, and for us it was 15 months minimum. So my time was running out, so that's why I went for the 787. But I'm glad I did, because the 787 is an aircraft that is incredibly easy to learn to fly, and it has a fantastic avionic layout. The fly-by-wire system is fantastic. Incredibly stable aircraft, and comfortable aircraft to work on as well. Big cockpit. Big, you know, cockpit windows, very quiet during the flight as well, which is very untypical for a Boeing aircraft. So that was a great experience, and I'm glad I got it. So, yeah, Tober. Yeah, go ahead, Tober. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. Hey, Captain Chaos. Yeah, so they're working currently more on the radio panel, so that Horizon mod that is, right? It would be great if they worked on some other features as well, especially ACARS, I agree. Hang on, wow, what's happening? Oh, hang on, Jesus, hang on, what's happening? Okay, we've got Captain Chaos! Oh my god! And why am I not getting any jingles for crying out loud? Hang on. What is wrong with my sound settings? Let me replay that, see if that works now. So Captain Chaos gifting 20 subs. Oh my god. Now it's not working at all. Hang on. My god, what's going on? Apologies. Hold on. Hold on. What is happening? Let me get my settings here. There we go. So big round of applause, Captain Chaos. Thank you very much for the 20 gifted subs, and then everybody that's just been gifted, please please say a big thank you to Captain Chaos for gifting the sub. Oh man, that's really kind. And again, everyone that's been so supportive, thank you so much, everyone. Man, it's unbelievable. EGT only 300? What? I don't know. So I never flew the MD11 IRL. I don't know what the EGT would be correct here. IRL. Also, let me have a look at my other settings here. Why? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Maybe that's Stream labels. Yeah, that should be alright. Again, I don't know why I'm not getting these. Let me restart that as well. Stream labels. See if that works. When was the last time you seen MD11 in real life? Lee, I think it was in the US when I was flying Minneapolis or something like that. I would say, you know, either FedEx or UPS over the US. Yeah. Then probably FedEx, yeah. Yeah, Airbus, exactly. So, indeed, back then there were options to go and fly on the... that's a beautiful view. There was options to go on but that it meant leaving Lufthansa mainline to go on to Lufthansa Cargo. And the thing is, yes, there were options maybe to come back later, but that depended on if that was seen as a transition type rating or an end type rating. And very often the long-range aircraft usually mean it's an ending type rating, meaning that's your last type rating you're going to get. So, and there was always a worry that they're going to close Lufthansa Cargo completely. So that's why it was, for me, always a bit too risky to try. Yeah. How does the TFDi compare to rotate? I mean, I've done 3 landings. All of them were pretty hard. I just keep not just flaring too late still, but we'll see how the next landing goes. But it hand flies beautifully. Not gonna lie, it's they've done a good job here. Yeah, exactly, Zagil. Yeah, that was my worry as well. Yeah, exactly. Well, Captain Chaos, the thing is, so sometimes you've seen me on stream as well, right? When I'm using map enhancement, depending on the quality of the ground tiles, but you can get really nice looking X-Plane 12 sceneries. The only issue I have with X-Plane 12 is still the performance. It kind of drops down quite often down to 40 and lower, which for streaming is just not ideal. Right, let's do another fuel check. Oh, interesting! It's quite a lot of fuel actually in the tail tank. So now it's got 6 tons on the back. CG 28.5, and if we look at the config page for the trim, look at that, pretty much neutral stabilizer trim. So now very streamlined stabilizer, meaning very little drag at the stabilizer and less fuel flow that way. I don't have any values, but I mean, you know, we're talking about maybe, I don't know, 50 to 100 kilograms an hour. May not sound much, right? But on a 10-hour flight, that adds up to quite a substantial amount of fuel that you're saving. Yep, that's of course something. You see, if the fuel at the stabilizer tank now is full and it's touching both the top and the lower side, and especially nighttime, you may run into the risk of very cold fuel and then low fuel warnings. Yeah, minus 28 degrees at the moment. It's not too bad at the moment, daytime wise. So. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, the MD11 was hard to land IRL. And there were, of course, accidents due to hard landings. So a very, very challenging aircraft to fly here. Kid, where did I get delivery? I'm pretty sure I got that on flightsim.to. I'm pretty sure I downloaded it there, yeah. Yeah, Kin, there's a couple of things you have to do to get the MD11 here to work in 2024. TFDi website? I don't think so. No. I don't think so. Hang on. Yeah. Here it is. I know. So the thing, I know it's for 2020, but I mean, I dropped it into the 2020 folder, and then I ported it over to 2024. Yeah, and it works. They get lots of great liveries there. Yeah, just search. Hey QB, nice to see you. Big hits. Northward Central, you said PNG MD11 FSX on a Atlantic crossing. Fuel froze up. Really? And you found that there weren't any fuel heaters. I mean, I'm sure you have fuel heaters. The typical, right, fuel engine oil, right, heaters. So, or coolers, let's say. So you cool the engine oil with the cold fuel, and then the cold fuel gets heated a bit. But yeah, there's not many aircraft that actually have, you know, dedicated fuel heaters. All right. Thank you, 777 driver. Yeah, I'm doing well, QB. Thank you much for asking. Oh, nice aircraft here. Look at that. Hello, hello. The American MD-80s had heater blankets. Yeah, but that, again, that's very rare, right? Which country has the most unprofessional controllers from your experience? I would see it from a standpoint, were there any airspaces that I was a bit anxious to fly in? And then, of course, Africa comes to mind. Because it's so either no control at all, uncontrolled airspace. And sometimes there are controllers that are hard to understand. And I'm sorry to say, in China, it's probably just a personal thing with me in my hearing, but in China, I often had really difficulty understanding the clearances. So, Italy? No, I like the Italian. I don't have any issues with Italian controllers. No. Well, okay, India. Well, India, I understood them better than the Chinese controllers. So, well, I don't know if everyone has problems, but I know that I had. So we're coming up to Pidon. Yeah, Pidon, 57 minutes after departure. Look at that. Right on time. Perfect time there. Now the fuel, 16.7 plus 3.4, let's say. So it should be 20.1. How much do we have? 21. So still 900 more than we would expect. But the trend is okay, so happy with that. Right. Minus 29. Fuel is looking good. Alrighty, let's continue. Egyptian airspace. I mean, I've been through Egyptian airspace a couple of times over the last 2 years, and not really. I don't really have any negative memories of that. Yeah. I've never been to Bogota IRL because Bogota was being used for training. So we had a lot of instructor captains that were being trained because they are getting ready for the big ramp up. So they needed a lot of training captains. They asked me as well if I would have become one, but I said no. I've already decided that I want to retire. And also for me, commuting to Bremen is just not an option. So, but yeah, they trained a lot of training captains, and then every one of them had to fly to Bogota at least once. So that's why I've never been there. Any layovers? He didn't like it. Oh, sorry, Toba. Sorry, Toba. I missed your suggestion regarding CRJ 900. Okay. That's a tough one, if I'm honest, Tober. Because man, that's an add-on that really that I really dislike. I'm sorry to say. I can't make any promises in that regard. I'm sorry. Yeah. But Tober, your question regarding what layover I didn't like at all. That's a good question. The layovers I have negative memories of were layovers that had a lot of pollution. And that I got, headaches from. Back in the days, a long time ago, Beijing. Nowadays, I know it's a lot better, but back then it was just terrible. And I also had issues in Mexico. Mexico, don't get me wrong, Mexico is an interesting city. It's just for me, because of the altitude, I always got altitude sickness. So the second day, I always had a really terrible headache. So that's why I didn't really like that. Yeah. Where's my... There's a message. Arcast message. Hang on. So it's not in here. ACAS. Ah. Now the question is that a nice message or not? Oh, nice. Thanks so much for the look. Thank you much. That's really nice. So MPH A245, thank you very much for the lovely message. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Exactly, RP pilot. That's exactly right. I would have flown to Bogota, absolutely, but knowing that I'm going to have issues with headaches. The problem I have is I have a very low resting pulse. So I did when I was a teenager, I did a lot of sports. Athletics, football, swimming, basketball, you name it. So I have a very low resting pulse. So at nighttime, my pulse could go down to, let's say, 45. And sometimes, depending on how much training I do, it can actually go below that. So I know that in Mexico, I always had a feeling that my oxygen saturation in my blood just wasn't high enough. Yeah, I know, email. I know what you mean. So, but the thing is, it's different if you do like a 10-hour flight. And actually, you know what? That's the reason why I was quite happy with the 787. Because really, the highest the 787 goes in the cabin is about 6,000 feet. Right? And not 7,000 or 9,000 feet, right? So, but yeah, you're right. It's a bit weird to say, for me to say that, you know, as a pilot, right? Okay, Toba, thank you much. Do you ever get access messages that are not nice? Yeah, Kubi, I get some really weird messages sometimes. Huyo, hello to you. Is long haul seen as a top job? Or did you fancy... No, so I very much enjoyed short haul flying. But I've always loved the switches. So I had, like I said, I had a fantastic career, and I was extremely blessed to have that career. So switching from short haul to long haul as a first officer, and then as a captain coming back to short haul, and then towards the end of my career coming back to long haul as a captain. So to me, that was the changes. That was cool, and I enjoyed both. Flying on rails. No, no deal. No deal. No, sorry. Oh, Ali, very good question as well. What's the most fascinating thing you saw in the skies? Now, this goes into the realms of the question exactly, Fishbone. Like, did you ever see any UFOs? Now, I've seen some strange objects. The last very strange object I saw was in the approach towards London Heathrow. Now you may say, huh? Now hear me out. And I was not the only one that saw it. My first officer saw it as well and couldn't make sense of it. So we are flying from Brookman's Park, radar vectors, and you do that S-curve, right? The runway 27. We were above a overcast cloud layer around 4,000 feet, and above us was another overcast layer. So we were kind of sandwiched between those two overcast layers, but in clear air. And I was heads down, programming something quickly into the MCDU, when I looked up, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a round object just whizzing by, left side, really close. And I heard my first officer say, "Whoa, that was close." And another thing that I was sure of was that it wasn't like a ball, but there was something not hanging directly. It wasn't a balloon, like it was something. It looked like a structure below the round object. So the thing was, though, it was too fast to really have a really good look at it. Yeah, Flying Fox, now hear me out. So I was worried then, knowing that there's going to be aircraft behind us exactly on the same track, same altitude. Too fast, too furious. So I said to my first officer, "Hey, report it in," because I was pilot flying. I said, "Hey, report it in immediately." And so he was, well, his English wasn't, or the way he said it in English wasn't the way that I would have put it. So the controller was confused. He was like, hey, say again. And I said, okay, I've radios, you've control. And then I said, look, we've seen an object, I would estimate around probably 30 feet diameter. So a fairly big object. And it looked like something was below it. So not hanging off direct, but some structure was below it at same altitude. And it just passed us literally maybe 100 to 200 feet. So just tell the aircraft behind us to look out. And so the controller said, okay, understood. We have no secondary radar indication. So on their radar screens, you normally have, as you see them on, VATSIM, let's say, you have these SSR return indications, right, from the transponders. But the radars normally also have a secondary return, like in the old days. And so if they have like big flocks of birds, for example, they would see them on their radar screens, right? Yeah, I don't know, back then it was like 10 years ago. So it could have been a primary return, right? That's primary radar, sorry. Okay, so primary radar is the one with the reflection. Yeah, secondary radar now with the SSR. Yeah, exactly. So now the thing was that the controller said, do me a favor and file a flight report. And I said, yeah, okay, so through my company or what? I say, well, land and then call ATC. The ATC will give you a number and then file a report. So so we did. Now, I never heard anything from it again. And the weird thing is, no aircraft behind us saw that. So yes, the theory is, of course, the good old theory regarding the weather balloon. Now, I did have a meeting with a weather balloon over the Bay of Biscay, coming from Porto or Lisbon, going towards France. And we passed it, again, left side, it passed us, a little bit higher than us, but really well visible, because at that altitude, at let's say 35,000 feet, it's actually quite big, right? So as it goes higher, the balloon gets bigger and bigger, right? But you could also see the, yeah, true, driver. So you could see that box hanging off it, right? But I thought as well, how weird, right? How weird that you fly, you have airways, and then you have weather balloons crossing these airways. Like, just from simple statistics, at some point, one of those balloons is going to hit an aircraft, right? So, okay, but anyways, I've seen some weird objects, yes, which I can't well, that weather balloon, yes, but the thing in London, never found out what it was. Hey, Phuket. QB. Yeah, ball lightning. I've never seen one, but that must be frightening as well. Yeah. No, wind. Oh, I've got to set my timer. Midnight. Oh no! What? 4 in the morning? Jesus, that's early. Yeah, I've got to get my order in. I'm ordering that panel, 100%. Hopefully, it's here before Christmas. Nah. Honestly, I don't believe in these theories with UFOs and extraterrestrial. I don't believe in that. No. It very likely was either a weather balloon or I don't know, something military, but I don't think anything extraterrestrial. No. I'm not sure if an EasyJet. It wasn't it some plane in America, in the US. Have I ever seen a lights show in Mexico or North Atlantic? I mean, lights show in the sense of northern lights. Yes, but I mean, lightning? Yeah, it was a United Max 8, right? Yeah, yeah. What panel, David? they're bringing out. I'm not sponsored by Winwing, okay? I pay for that stuff myself. But no, seriously, I'm not sponsored. I should be, but I'm not. So they are bringing out. Hang on. Hello? Yeah, this one. So this panel, and also the ECAM control panel. This thing here. And I just have to get it. Yeah, and I mean, the things, all the hardware that I got to this point worked flawlessly. Even this panel right now. So the is it called PAP3? So that Boeing panel, no issue whatsoever. Oh, the overhead panel. Yes, the overhead panel. Here's the question, though. Now I know it would be nice to get an overhead panel. The problem is, though, I'm wondering how to mount it, because what you don't want to have is a wobbly mount, so that every time you press a button, the whole thing shakes, right? So I've seen people suggest maybe use a monitor arm or something, right? But they're not rigid, right? So yeah, and honestly, I don't want to build a big kind of, you know, metal casing around my flight sim setup. So Voyager, I'm trying not to, but table head panel. Oh, okay, it's like make a panel for the table. Yeah, maybe. But I don't know how good that is for immersion. I don't know. Yeah, true. Flying on rails, you are correct. I've seen that as well. And you see them on Flight Radar 24. So there are some of these weather balloons now have ADS-B. Yeah, correct. I know. Yeah, one day I may have a full cockpit. Oh no! Don't tell me this. Yeah, I don't want to read about how you can get you know, 3D printed cockpit shells. No. No, all good. No, so Josh, unfortunately not. I mean, when I'm saying unfortunately, I mean I wouldn't have done it today anyways, right? But no, at least as far as I'm concerned, or I know, there's no failure system in here. No. It's just test pattern. Oh really? So they are they? Oh, hang on. Flying on Rail says their extended simulation package is about to be released with an art update. Oh, nice. Well, could be interesting. Yeah, exactly, Bruno. Right. Left the Airbus for the 77 and built an A320 cockpit at home. Nah, all good. What will come next from Winwing? Oh, one thing I'm looking forward to is the radio panel. So they have the radio so the RMP, the radio management panel, and the audio management panel. So that's something I really, really want. Actually, that's something I would actually prefer to the gear panel, if I'm honest. Coffee maker. Good night to Lee. Dankeschön, Lee. Good night and have a great week. Thank you very much, Lee. No, you did not. Airliners Live. Oh no. Yeah, me too. I'm terrible at do it yourself. I've always said the only thing I'm really good at is flying aircraft. that's a really thing I'm good at. Do it yourself? No. Definitely not. No. Heinrich asked, have you been skeptical about the proficiency of a flight crew member? So that's a very good question, Heinrich. Now, when I was as first officer, I did notice rarely some knowledge deficiencies with the older captains. And I had a feeling back then when I was flying, let's say the 747, that they were not happy with the programming of the FMS and anything, you know, that is like LNAV, VNAV and that sort of stuff, right? So, and then they sometimes didn't read the procedural updates that we got, right? But that's really rare. Now, opposite regarding first officers, I've actually had incredibly motivated and knowledgeable FOs. I honestly, I don't recall ever having a first officer where I would think I would really notice knowledge deficiencies. And you have to realize that those deficiencies would show up in the flight sim very quickly. So yeah, Sally, exactly that. I really hate it when I have to look down, and then especially, you know, taxiing, flying, right? It's just so cumbersome. It's so tiring having to then scroll that in down here. So physical unit would definitely help. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that as well. The thing is, though, I mean, here on the pause screen, you see my setup on the right-hand side. Right, so I've got the Monster Tech MTS rig, which is great. It's expensive, but it's great because I'm able to just simply add components to it, like Lego or Fisher Price. Those that know Fisher Price still, exactly the same principle. So I could stick things on really quickly or change things around. So yeah, I mean, I could theoretically try to get some more components for it to get an overhead panel. Yeah, Flying Fox Sim, always. I mean... Oh no. Fuel. Cold fuel. 777 driver. Help. What do we do now? Is there anything we can do? Oh, Captain Chaos, that's a fantastic offer. Yeah, I think... oh, okay, that's why it's... Okay, so it's pumping the fuel now into the mains. Okay. And that's why the CG is going forward again, you see? Leave it. Don't touch it. Descend. Well, yeah, I mean... But I mean, so in Germany, we get Jet A1. Minus 47 degrees freezing point. We're very far away from freezing point. Alright, it heats up and lighter. Yeah, so Captain Chaos, once again, I tell you what, can you hit me up on our DCS channel, Captain Chaos, please? Because we have the server still. And last week I tried the F-16 again. And I have a new face, a new Trekker R. It's a different company that does face scanning, if you like. So you don't have to wear any additional hat or anything like that. So it just scans your face movements, which is great. So I've tried it out on the F-16 and it worked flawlessly. Ah, okay, hang on. In it. Let's have a look. Ah, there we go. So I have to type. Is it? So I have to type jet A1. Oh, 1. Oh, okay, thank you. Wow, man, you know so... Wow. Oh, hang on, no. Didn't work. Oh, type. No, hang on. Dump time? No. Intermittent driver. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, okay, but you could change that to -47, let's say. Oh, it works. That worked. Have a look in the manual. What? I don't read manuals. Hey, Nabil. Yes, indeed. There was a question from Tober. If you could change anything about real-life cockpit, what would it be? Very good question. The thing is that there are a lot of technological advances in the corporate world. So with the citations, jets and so on, right? So one thing that I would really like to have in airliners is an infrared head-up display. Or is it infrared, or where it can kind of look through clouds? So the picture's like enhanced through infrared, correct? Hello. IR, yeah. Exactly. Reading is from the FOs. So yeah, I think that would really help in then these. Well, no, not necessarily like a helmet or anything. I don't want to wear night vision goggles, just for the head-up display. Exactly. Some business jets have it. Exactly. That's the reason. Yeah. Yeah. You have one for the global Flying Fox. Fantastic. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many times I've sat there as well at night time, seeing a radar echo, trying to determine where, how far I have to deviate, and not seeing the clouds. Right? That's really helpful at night time. Yeah, absolutely. Ah, okay, so in the Apache, it's in the HUD as well. Ah, okay, I understand. Yeah, Nabil. Yeah, we've got someone flying the Gulfstream. Oh, the Global, sorry. Yeah. Belgrade. Let's check where we are. Time is flying again. We've got to be careful. We've got to make sure that we don't miss preparations. Wow, look how far we've already flown. Look at that. So it's about time to prepare, get the weather. Let me get the weather through Navigraph here. So weather. So currently no ATIS, just the METAR. So 200 at 9, cab okay, 15 degrees, 1019, no sick. So that's good weather, and I'm sure for the alternate anchor, let's check the weather there as well. Cab okay, 9 degrees, little wind, no threats, forecast, looking good as well. So all good, plan B valid. Happy to continue to Istanbul. RNP pilot, that's one of those questions. It's a good question. So do I think it's necessary? No. I mean, I've flown the 787 without a HUD, even though it has a HUD, but it was sealed shut, so we weren't allowed to use it. Now, the HUD, though, in my opinion, makes life a lot easier for pilots. Yes, it does take some training and getting used to, but it reduces your scan time, right? Because normally, especially in low visibility conditions, you literally have to scan up and down all the time, outside, inside, right? Now, if you could just leave your eyes focused on the outside, however, you still have all the necessary data in your field of view. Brilliant. That really helps. Hey, Matto. When was it? It was like 2 weeks ago when I've retired. Why was it sealed? Because the aircraft were leased, and because the newer 787s that were being delivered, or being delivered now, oh, I think they also have a HUD, but the 777s that we're going to get will not have a HUD. And since you're going to be flying both aircraft, they wanted to make a commonality, meaning no HUD, meaning they don't need to spend money for the training. Saves money. CG 23.5. All right, progress. Now, Istanbul Airport. I'm going to show you this. So you can see the arrival routing here, right? So typical S-shaped arrival, right? Now, IRL, very often, you would get a direct, usually, let's say, from here, Fox Mike 801, direct to Insta. Okay. So that's actually what I'm going to do now. I'm going to plan myself Fox Mike 801 to Insta. There's no ATC there. We're going to look out for traffic, yes, but I mean, I'm not going to fly the whole transition, right? So let's do that. So let's go flight plan. There's 801. And so let's see how to do that here. Do I just put Insta behind that? Does that work? Yeah. Insta. But I guess that's not to clear out all of the other fixes, right? Right. Doesn't really make sense then. Alright, let's clear those waypoints out. Okay, well, there's Insta, so I'll clear Insta again. Do that. Do that. I think it's the A320 method. It is. Right, there we go. 801, and then Insta. So now we have a better prediction for the top descent. Oh yeah, so flying Fox Sim, I mean, I'm not a manager, right? Now, I have to say that I'm lucky that management has always managed so that the aircraft, the airline has never had to be shut down, right? And never went bankrupt. But yeah, of course there are decisions that I'm not happy with. That's just the way it is, right? Yeah, I mean... Yeah. They did their audits and they thought the arguments and the, you know... The arguments brought forward weren't good enough. As a pilot, what do you think other airlines do better? Hang on, what is the first flight sim, Lewis? Hey, what's the flight sim you ever used? It was, in 1992. Well, actually, that was one before that. That must have been the very first flight sim back then from Microsoft that came out. And then the second version that I got, I remember that I was practicing holding in that sim. So it's a long time ago that I had the... It's very, I'm surprised today that even though I have, well, it's now 70 FPS, so FPS are dropping a bit, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure if that has to do with the latest update in the beta. This is what the worries that a lot of people have, that first of all, the betas, the FPS were really, really good. And then suddenly, as I get closer to the stable release, FPS got worse again. Yeah, I was using the Wilco 737 back then, yeah. Exactly. But not for the initial training that I was talking about. That was even longer than that. But for the 737 captain's training, I used the Wilco 737, yes. As a pilot, what do you think other airlines do better than the one you used to fly for? Well, there are airlines that don't save on everything. In my opinion, there are some features where, for example, if you have ADS-B in, and then the systems to allow for it is then to, for example, have not just the TCAS symbols displayed, but you will also get the call sign next to it, right? It's only a little thing, but it helps tremendously, especially over airspaces like the Atlantic or Africa. Because when you hear someone doing a position report and then you scan, well, you even have a list in the FMS. You have a list of all the aircraft around you. You can highlight those aircraft and quickly find them on your nav display. So it's much better for situational awareness, right? And yes, it does cost $9.99 more. I don't know how much more it costs, but I mean, you know, yeah. So the aircraft that we've leased, they have it, and then the new aircraft that we're getting, they don't, right? Another thing, yeah, would be the HUD as an example, right? The HUD is always a great thing, in my opinion. Also, I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, or work turbulence avoidance. Yeah, exactly, right. Surf A, they call it. Okay. That's also a good question, quote Magna. Yeah, that's a valid question. Right. Why do airline or manufacturer always have to milk out every feature, right? Yeah, valid point. Yeah, another thing, I'm sometimes, I mean, that's why I'm not an airline manager. Hence, you know, I think if I were to manage an airline, it would go bankrupt pretty quickly. So, you know, I think it's difficult to get the balance correct, right? But yeah, I mean, safety is top priority, and I think all airlines know that, right? There's a good saying, you know, if you think safety is expensive, then try an accident, right? So, but I think one of the big things to me at my company that I've always really appreciated was the training. Oops, sorry, that was me. So I've always had the feeling that the training that I got, the kind of refresher missions I got, the instructors that I had, were always tremendously good and really, really helped. I'm not saying it's the best in the world that I received, but I've had a feeling that it really was the correct thing. That's how it should be done. We have 1 or 2 colleagues who bring their own iPads with navigation software and ADS-B receiver. Really? Wow, okay. I mean, yeah, why not? Hey, Toba, thank you much for the kind words. Much appreciated. And Cucumber Bush, how are you doing? Yeah, I know. You see that it's a very delicate business, right? So if you think about it, looking at the margins of those airlines, you know, if you're operating with, let's say, you know, very simply calculated a 3% margin, so you're making €3 out of every $100 ticket, right? As a profit. Now from that you've got to pay, you know, your investments, buying new aircraft, which are extremely expensive, right? And then you've got so many volatile aspects, like, you know, the fuel price. You have all that competition worldwide going on, and maybe even some unfair conditions, right? It's not easy. And I mean, we've seen it happening many times. It's so easy to bankrupt an airline. It could go so fast. So I have, you know, I have respect for the managers as well. It's not an easy task. Oh, Eagle 737, absolutely. I've flown without a HUD as well. I'm not arguing it's unsafe. Don't get me wrong. I've never had a feeling that it was unsafe because I haven't had a HUD. But I'm saying that I think a HUD, if you learn how to use it, then it makes at least that's what my understanding and my feeling when I'm using a HUD here in the sim. It's a tool, yeah. But I think it does make landing just a tad less stressful for the eyes and for your mindset. Right? I'm not arguing that it brings a whole lot more safety into the flight deck. That's not my point. Yeah. Yeah, and Aviamar, I mean, that's a very good point as well. If you look at how the rotations are today and how the duty hours are, things have changed. Right? So back in the days when you had these analog instruments, very often you could not perform at the same level of you know, rotations and hours every day than what we have now, simply because it was much more tiring back then. Right? So a lot of features, a lot of automation has definitely helped. There, not too long ago, I read a very fascinating kind of it was a report on how automation has changed aviation, especially for pilots. However, not always to the better, right? So there's been tendencies to have pilots, to get pilots more out of the controlling equation of a flight, with the downside being that pilots are feeling bored. They have too much automation dependence, so then when the systems fail, then well, we're not flying on heading. It says nav 1. I know it shows the heading there, but we're flying nav 1, not flying heading. You know, then technology advances have gone too far in one direction, causing accidents which are based on the over automation and the over reliance of these systems. which then it swung back again into having pilots being trained again more on the hand flying skills and the basic skills. So it's difficult. It's, again, a very difficult balance, very delicate balance to achieve. Press nav again to make it disappear. Thank you. Yeah, so what I'm doing, I'm doing the Boeing thing where I'm trying to synchronize the heading bug, right? So there we go. Don't have to do it here. Lesson learned. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Yeah. But the thing is, that, well, you've got to accept technological advances. Right. So if you go now, so let's say for all the young pilots that are just starting out now as airline pilots, or think about becoming an airline pilot, the job I think will still be fantastic to do, to go after, but you have to accept these technological advances that will come in your career over 30, 40 years. And nobody can exactly say how it's going to develop. So you've got to have an open mind. Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, we're going to do some preparations here for landing. I appreciate all the fantastic questions. Makes always a great interaction. And again, makes these flights so short-lived for me. Really nice. Yeah, Dennis, well, that's the thing. It's always a struggle. It's always a fight. But, I mean, in the end, pilots are still needed. So we'll do a 35 landing. You know, the more demand there is for pilots, the better your stance is regarding wage negotiations. Right. So Cat 1 minimum. Now 4.2% is we can do that here in the MD11. So 420. Although I tell you what, I'm stupid, am I? I mean, why would I land on this runway if there's no ATC? Oh, hang on. Disregard. No, disregard. There's a cargo apron here. Right, that's what it is. We're going to land here and taxi to the cargo apron 5. Easy. Or cargo apron here. Professional pilot. There we go. Good. So we just going to check the restrictions here for our descent. We've got Rilex 270 below, 280 knots, correct. Then we've got Fox Mike 853, 250 knots, correct. Then we've got 801, 10,000 at with 230 knots, correct. Then Insta 220 knots, 4,000 above or 5,000 below, correct. And then we go on to that arrival, 3,000 at Uzazi, Olhim 3,000, and then Netbar 3,000, 180 knots for the descent. Perfect. Looking good. Missed approach 900 feet. Then those waypoints 165, 166 to hold 3,000 feet. Correct. Transition is in 12,000 feet. So level 130 today. Hey, Aki. Hey, Aki, that's nice of you to say thank you. Much appreciated. Masila, you just passed your instrument flight test. Nice. Yeah, I mean, but it's... you know, back then, it was doable, right? It was... beautiful. Look at the lights. Lovely. You know, it's not black magic or whatever, right? It's not, you know, it was doable. So, good. Let me dial down 10,000. Let's see how the VNAV profile does it. So 10,000 profile to Question to the pros here. Does it start automatically here on the MD11? Right, you can also see all the tail fuel has been retransferred back to the main. It starts automatically. Thank you. Cool. Excellent. 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 Thank you very much. There we go. Right. So, radios. What radios can we set? I'm going to set Uniform Hotel Lima. Let's go nav route. Uniform Hotel Lima. Oh, that's the disregard. Oh, no, hang on. Is that the... It's just a DME then. Oh no, it's showing up. It's showing up. Disregard. Kind of weird. I'm just thinking 110. Weird frequency for a. Yeah, but that's a weird frequency for a VOR. Strange. 110.0. Okay. Anyways, what else do we have? Missed approach. Nothing really. So we leave the other one open. 140 miles. There's traffic behind us as well. Yeah, but you normally, like Peter, like in the other aircraft that we've flown, usually we do set one manually to make sure that yeah, we have one that doesn't switch automatically. It sounds German, yeah. Good. Anything else? Anything else? So we have entered the approach. ILS frequency is going to... Oh! That should be automatic, right? Maybe when we're closer to the airport. Well, we've got to check that later again. Remind me, please. And then the minimums is going to be here. And we set 400 and 420. 420 it is. It will be automatic. Yeah, thank you. Right, 420 baro. Let's set that. 420 baro is set. Here we go, vertical profile. Let's see how the aircraft manages that. I hope not. I hope not 7,000 feet per minute incoming. Let's see how it does it. So we're on profile 12,000 because of the restriction we have, the first one. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. That's a restriction that's limiting at the moment. That's correct. Good. Right, auto brake. Let's do the performance calculations for landing. It's going to be 16. What did we say? 16 right. 16 right it is. So let's go 16 right. Uphill slope. 0.9%. Quite steep. Temperature QNH. So landing weight. Flaps 35. Landing weight currently 190. Yeah, let's go 195 then. I think 195 is good. So let's go 195,000. Let's go auto brake low. Reversers. Cockpit. Right, there you go. So it's saying we need 2,000 meters in these conditions. Flap 35, auto brake low. And we have 3,200 meters roundabout available. 130 is the transition. Yeah, exactly. So we'll take minimum. At the moment, I was Scotsman fine. So we've been flying for 2 hours. We've been in the sim for about 3. Yeah, but we're not that heavy today. So, I mean, it's 158 approach speed. We ref 153, so... Descent rate is okay at the moment. Nothing too wild. Cool. Alright, so... check. What do we have? We have a in-range checklist, but once the altimeters have been set. So we don't have to, or not able to read it just yet. Let's get the seatbelts on for the horses. Have the horses put their seatbelts on. Very important. Rookie numbers. Yeah, I am a rookie. Add drag. Oh, that's a new message. Look at that. It says add the drag. But, I mean, we've got two, I guess, well, below 280, sorry, below 270 we have to have. That's weird. It adds power now. 280 knots. I'm not sure why it wants drag. We'll see. We'll leave it running for now. Hold your horses. Oh, there we go. Now it's gone. All right, good. Ah, beautiful. Nice. Hey, Nikki. It's just it's difficult to explain just in the chat. I mean, if you want, come over to my Discord. I'm going to pin a message there. How to get it running. There's a lot of people that are asking how to get it running. So visit Discord, type hello in the welcome channel, then a moderator will give you access, and then you will get an explanation. How come there's wing views if there was wind? Magic. Pure magic. Avima. The magic of flight simming. Now this is interesting. So it's doing a level off. I'm pretty sure real aircraft will maintain a shallow descent. But they would never level off, would they? Okay, Nikki, if you go to yesterday's discussions, so sometime yesterday, have a look for Captain Beer Bear. He posted how to install it. Oh, you can't click. Hang on, you can't click data. Oh, yes, you can. Yeah, it's data is there, so that's the restriction here. 12,000. You see. So between 14,000 and 12,000. Now, how many miles do we have? 30 miles. Well, actually, you know what? I think that's wrong. We should be descending. Now, that path is wrong. 100%. Because we have to lose more than 10,000 feet. And we have maybe 30 track miles. That's normal, you know. Hell yeah, we got to get down. 100%. You see, just saw the intercept point there? There was an IP point, intercept point. Alright, so VNAV not yet optimal. Anyways, let's have a look at the scenery. Oh, that sunset. Absolutely beautiful. Nice. Yeah, we have to get down. So we have like 25 track miles. 400 ground speed, so 2,000 minutes on a 3-degree profile. So we are gaining, yes. We are gaining on that path, but... Hey Nate, how are you doing? Greetings to you. Is it study level? Oh, that's one of those descriptions that I've never been a friend of. So, I mean, yeah, you got to do some studying of, you know, material to get it flying, to know what you're doing. So yes, you could theoretically call it study level, but I mean, what's the exact definition of study level? Yeah, flying on rails. So I would agree that it will need some more updates, but they're working on it. So I mean, all right, let's get some speed breaks out. Now, what I could do, let me go level change. So we have pitch. Oh, speed intervention. All right, let's do that. So we got speed breaks out. How does it look on the wings? Yeah, some speed breaks out. Fantastic. Oh, engine 1. Yeah, that's right. Hey, that's weird. Yeah, I guess that's to do the physical binding of the thrust levers. So I just pulled my physical thrust levers back. Yeah, good catch. Did not see that. Yeah, Airbus, thank you. That helps with the descent now. I'm going to dial in 12,000 though, because we're not on VNAV path anymore. So we're just doing level change. So that's why I'm going to set 12,000 as my limit here until we pass that 855 waypoint. There's no control, no tower. Also, I'm going to start coming back on the speed to 50 knots. So the GE means gear extend. So SE stands for slat extending speed. So when that becomes green, you could extend the slats. And once the GE gets green, that's a gear extension speed. Now you could theoretically extend the landing gear. I'm using TAA currently with AMD DLSS because I've switched off hardware acceleration in Windows because that was messing up my OBS. Caused the OBS to freeze after a couple of hours of streaming. Hey Dominic, direct from Kino. What did he look? What did he watch? Speed brakes coming back in. So now we are making the next restriction. Frankenstein, nice. How was it? So let's go vertical speed. 1,000. There we go. Oh, and altimeters. Let's put, what was it again? 1019? 1019. So altimeters are set, 1019. Good, let's get some lights on. Let's set a few lights down. Alrighty. 12,000. Next limit is going to be 10,000 here. So let's go yoke mode here. Hopefully, yeah, 777 driver, that would be good. Hey, Spike, good evening. Yeah, Nate, yeah, I know. There we go, 12,000. Hold. So dialing in 10,000 for the next restriction. It's going to be interesting regarding the landing. And like I said, I did 3 test landings today. Dankeschön, Sajil. Lovely to see you. Take care. Also 2 happy landings. I try direct next waypoint, okay. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, now we've got 20 miles, so we can wait a little bit to descend. Yeah, exactly. We're all counting on you. Tightens up seatbelt. Right, in range checklist. Landing data checked, cross-checked. Altimeters 1019 set, cross-checked. We have windshield anti-ice on. Really? Is that a standard thing to do? Would you really do that? Oh, it says on the checklist. Seatbelts are on, exterior lights on. Status page checked. Right, approach briefing is completed. MD A320. Nav aids checked. Let me check the ILS. Still not in there, guys. I'm a bit worried. Shall we put that in manually? Well, at least let me note down the ILS. So that's 1035, 173. Right, let's... oh, here we go. Here comes the path. So let's go VNAV again. Alright, so now we're on profile descend again. There we go. So nav aids will check again, and then altimeters, yeah, 1019 cross-check. And that's the approach checklist completed. Okay, so rotate MD11 was adding a couple knots to the approach and keep auto throttle, if not gusty, makes things easier. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delay cutting the thrust in the flare. Yep. Alrighty. The next stream voyage is tomorrow. I'm planning to do a shared flight with Sim Caesar tomorrow. Yeah, sorry, I haven't put that in there yet. But I have to check if he's really available. So you also had success when idling very late. Okay. I will try my best. So let me see. Now the routing. Yeah. Istanbul traffic. Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy is currently about 40 miles to the west for the ILS 16 right in Istanbul. Yeah, it is in from the MD80, yeah. That's something typical McDonnell Douglas that they took over for the MD11, yeah. Yeah, flared 50, yeah, good idea as well, yeah. I have a feeling that because the aircraft is fairly long, the landing gear is fairly far back. I have a feeling that I don't know where exactly the radar altimeter does the readout or the measurements. But yeah, that's true, Iowa. Yeah, the 717 has it as well. Yeah. Cool. Let's have a look. We've got 10,000 remaining distance. 50 miles still. So we can maintain 10,000 for a while. There's no need to descend early. So hold 10,000. Nice.
40 miles northeast. Descending for ILS 17.
Yeah, next should be 4,000, yeah. Although, I mean, I'm surprised. It shows... Yeah, let me try that. And let me try that with the vertical path here, okay? Let's try that. Let's see how that works. And that's 20 miles. Yeah, we'll see. I did, yes, Dave. I did see that video, yeah. Yeah, Istanbul traffic, Lufthansa Cargo 591 is at Fox Mike 801, speed currently 250 knots for the ILS 16 right in Istanbul. Don't bounce. Oh, the pressure. The pressure. Right. Yeah, here we go. So we got Istanbul city. So the old airport was on the southern side here of that peninsula. And the new airport is here. Yeah, I'm on selected speed. Yes, that's correct. But that doesn't matter, does it? I mean, yes, I know we have to have 220 knots here. But right now, because of the minimum speeds, I'm a bit reluctant to have the autopilot manage that. That's true, yeah, there's literally nobody watching, yeah, you're right. It's just literally between us two, Dave, right? Alright, so. Yeah, it was called Ataturk, right? Yeah, I've been there IRL many times as well. Especially just before it closed. I know that it was so busy. The whole apron was always so packed. It was so difficult to taxi around, get to the departure. Oh, there's a lot of traffic there. I did not hear him. I'm on the right frequency, 22.8, yeah. How weird. There we go, look. Here's the ILS frequency now. 10.35, and the course is correct as well. Oh, nice. You live in Istanbul. Lovely. Yeah, I've always enjoyed Istanbul. But it's a big city. My God, yeah, it is big. Yeah, profile seems okay. Let me now have a look. Let me extend the slants here. So slants extending. Speed is coming back. There we go.
Traffic, Martin A320 is on vector for the ILS.
Oh, aviation driver, you live in Bremen? Really? Well, I live near Bremen. Small world, right? Yeah, okay, so between 5 and 4 at Insta. And 220 knots. So we're getting there. Oh, you know that. Are we serving baklava? Absolutely. What's the floodlight here? Hang on, overhead. Oh, that's fine. Is there dome light? Oh god, that's bright. No, that's... So I'm not sure where that light is coming from. So 1,000 feet to go. Next minimum is 3,000. I'm going to dial in 3,000 already. We're not going to bust the 4,000. It's all good. Yeah, but I mean, I've dialed it down completely, alright? I mean, it's still bright in the background there. Yeah, exactly. Got to try all the knobs to try and see. I'm a bit nervous, I have to say. I'm a bit anxious. Got the localizer glide slope indicating. The Martin Air is doing a bit of a detour. But I'm sure it's staying behind me. God, it's gotten dark now. Altitude. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Altitude is checked. So we got 10 miles to this traffic. That's fine. I hope the Martin Air... No. So 3,000 will be the ILS intercept altitude. And the intercept will be in 10, 12, or 12 miles roundabout. So we're slowly going to start to get the flaps to 15 here. Going to take the aircraft down to 200 knots. as well. Wow, huge flaps. Blimey. Gonna wait until I get into the intercept track there, and then we're gonna press the approach button. And then wish me luck. Ah, okay, so emergency lights on and then off again. Ah, you're brilliant. Wow, now it's dark, hang on. Well, how's the backlight again? Hold on. Here we go. Ah, yes. Cool, thank you. I appreciate that. Right, let's arm the approach mode. So we have land armed. And then let's go speed intervention. Let's go selected 180 knots. Oh god. Predict -2 wings. Oh, hope not. So let's go 173 inbound. There's the airport. We have runways. I don't even know. Honestly, I was sure that I have the Istanbul scenery installed, but I'm not sure now. This could be just standard. But I think doesn't the 2024 have a can-crafted Istanbul airport? Right? Standard Istanbul.
Istanbul traffic, November 28, runway 17 left.
So we are on lock. Okay, so there's no stand. Okay, well then, at least there's an airport. Yeah, I can't remember if I installed it, but we have the runways, so we're good. We have an ILS, so we're safe. Istanbul traffic, Lufthansa Cargo 591 Heavy is currently on a 12-mile final, 16 right in Istanbul. That means you did install it. Okay, I trust you. Missed approach was 3,000. Oh yes, you see the Martinaire's not going 16 right. He's going somewhere else. Clever. That is very clever. There he is. So the glide slope is alive. And the threshold elevation is in 200 feet. Yeah, exactly. Finding out Lovis that you haven't installed the airport. Hey. There we go, look at that. So it's matching. So we got the glide slope almost centered. Here comes the second white. Puppy light in a second. Glide slope is active. 3,000 missed approach set. Here comes the landing gear. Quite hazy. Right, let's go flaps 28. And the approach speed was, let's check, 158. Now let me put 160, okay? It's just I know it's only 2 knots, but it may help. And then we go flaps 35. Here we go, flaps 35 selected. Indicating. Let's arm the spoilers. Before landing, cabin is secure, gears down 3 green. Actually 4 green, this is right, 4 green. Spoilers armed. Auto brake. Minimum. Altimeters set cross checked. Flaps 35. EAD is green. And missed approach is set. So let's go. Auto thrust off. Manual thrust. And autopilot off. Here we go. Manual flying. Wish me luck. Bit slow here. It's a bit out of trim initially, so trying to get back onto the right trim a bit fast now. So the one problem I have currently, I don't have any experience values for pitch and power, so I'm trying to find them now. Feels like a lot of power for flap 35 landing, right? And also we're nowhere near max landing weight. So I'm not sure what to trust, Parpies or glide slope. I have a feeling the glide slope is a bit off. There we go, now we're low. I'm going to go with the Parpies, alright? There we go, that's better. Yeah, that looks about right. Continue. Who was that? Who was that? Bruno. Right. So auto brakes disarmed. Okay. I'm not going to make this one. I'm going to have to go all the way to the end. I have not seen the landing rate. All I saw was the runway doing this, and I was like, that can't be a smooth landing. No way. -36. Oh, that's all right. I'll take that. I'll take that. It was survivable. Well, there you go. Nice one. It didn't feel like that, did it? Right, let's slow down. We're still 50 knots. It's always a problem with these big aircraft, right? That, you know, 50 knots doesn't look like 50 knots, right? Yeah, let's go up here. Yeah. Cool. Nice. All right, let's clean up. Spoilers. Disarmed. Flaps are coming up.
Good night.
Voyager, Dankeschön. Gute Nacht. Mach's gut. Ich wünsche dir eine schöne Woche. Now I've got to get my bearings. But this does not look like a payware scenery, if I'm completely honest. Crossing runway as well. They're very close together. And Istanbul traffic, Lufthansa cargo. 591 has cleared 16 right and 16 center. I think it's center, I'm not sure. Dave, thanks for watching. Good night to you. It isn't. It doesn't matter. We're clear. We are clear. Now, let's have a look. Dispatch. Let's view arrival airport charts. Right, I'm going to stop here quickly. Just get clear of the runway. So we are here. So it's just left and right. And then we should be at a cargo terminal. Alpha, can we zoom in more? Steve, thank you. Yeah, it's now people have told me, and I think it's a valid point. They said, whatever you do, don't pull the thruster idle too soon. And I think that's exactly right. Now let me switch off my radar. That's very important. Radar off. So spoilers, flaps retracted. And auto brake this arm. It's off. Stab trim. Stab trim 3 nose up. I'm gonna go to the right here. Just in a second. Man, it's so dark here. Hard to see. I'm still not convinced that this is payware scenery. At least we got a runway, alright? Fishbone, good night to you. To all that are heading out, thanks so much for watching, guys, as always. And a big shout out again to Captain Chaos. Now, sorry for Adam's flight sim. I'm sorry for the late call out. For some reason today, my alerts don't work. I don't hear the subscription alerts. So, Adams, thank you so much for your Prime subscription. Also, Captain Chaos then gifting another sub to Aki. Captain Chaos, big thank you once again. Big round of applause. Yeah, it could be default, right? Doesn't matter. We landed safely. I think we did the trick. So that's now done. Anything else? Oh, APU. Let me see if we can get the chock set. Ground pack connected. And then we'll have the fuel switches off. Transponder off. Gonna get the beacon light off. High intensity strobe lights off for sure. Anti-ice off. Seatbelts off as well. Exterior lights off as well. The INS off, okay. Emergency power off as well, okay. Interesting. Windshield anti-ice is off. Status checked. And parker brake chocks in. Chocks are in, so parker brake release. And that's the parking check is complete. We did it! Well, I mean, it was kind of a brave undertaking. I wasn't sure if it's a good idea or not, but now I have to say I'm glad I did it. So happy to have done the flight. So for those that flew along, thank you much as well. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the flight too. Yeah, I think so too, Aviamar. I think we'll do that because now we've gone a bit in overtime again, but at least now it's just midnight and not 1 o'clock in the morning. So I think it's a definite good idea with 17 Zulu start. Toba, thank you much. Thanks so much. And once again, big thank you to everyone for the huge support. I'm planning a stream tomorrow with Sim Caesar, joint stream with a shared cockpit flight, either in the TOLIS or in the Zibo. We'll have to look. Captain Chaos, I thank you for your support, my friend. Thank you so much. Incredible. Yeah, it is. So honestly, I have to say, I don't find the aircraft terribly complicated. It's different, yes, but I mean, once you get used to the quirks of the
Black box.
Elpits, is really 1 a.m. or no? So Elpits, have a great week. Thanks for watching. Yeah, but once you get used to the autopilot system and the FMS and so on, I don't think it's overly complicated. Sally, thanks for watching. And thanks everyone for watching and for supporting. Easy as well. Dankeschön. Habt eine gute Woche. Ich hoffe, die Operation ist gut gelaufen übrigens. Well, I mean, honestly, the taxiing in Microsoft Flight Sim has always felt weird. So sometimes some add-on makers get it better.
Good night, Black Box.
But overall, I've come to accept it. Right. Dennis, thanks so much for the kind words. Thanks for watching. Cool. All right, guys. See you if everything goes well tomorrow. And yeah, stay safe, everyone. Stay positive. See you soon. And my dear moderators, as always, see you as well. Thank you so much for the support. Gute Nacht. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Good night, Black Box.
Dankeschön. Good night.